Welcome to the Pro-Black Perspective, where black problems are addressed with black solutions. Your host tonight is the author of the Pro-Black Compendium and Zuberi and the Maroons of Ma'at, the Pan-African Nationalist, Oni. Oni, what are we discussing tonight?
Peace, 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 family. You're tuning into the Pro-Black Perspective on KWAZ Radio. We're going to retry last week's game, but before we do, let me remind you, of course, that we're part of a podcasting network called KWAZ Radio. Let's see.
This is D Webb with the Harsh Reality Podcast, asking you to tune in where we tackle the news of the day that affects our community, only on KWAZ Radio.
Greetings, everyone. This is Koku from the Bitter Medicine Podcast, inviting you to tune in to the Bitter Medicine Podcast on KWAZ Radio.
Greetings, fam. Tune in to The Learning Curve with me, the Revolutionary Matron on KWAZ Radio.
You are listening to the Pro-Black Perspective on KWAZ Radio.
All right, so I'm gonna type up the rules for the game. For those of you, you guys can say peace if you want. Let me see. The rules are, you're gonna do 4 random numbers, right? First number between, no, let me see. Pick a number between 1 and 73, right? Or 71 or something like that. And then pick up to 3 numbers between 1 and 16, okay? So that's what we're gonna do. I don't know if you guys can hear me or not, but that's the rules right here. So we're gonna do the same game from last week. Pick a number between 1 and 71, and then pick up to 3 numbers between 1 and 16. Hopefully that's going to get us started on the program. Before we do all that, though, sure, let's add this device. Before we do all that, let me just drop some music while we waiting. Okay, that might be a little too loud though. Let's see if I could. We're gonna do this is like, this is the pull-up song for now. Let me see, how do I turn this down? I forgot. Alright, yo, why my black ass don't remember how to do that? I'm just vibing right now. Let me see if I can get some numbers in this mode. I gotta figure out how to turn this down though. Yo, every week it's something else. Alright. But let's see. Let's see how the chat's going though. If y'all digging the vibes. We got Lero, she got 55, 7, 8, and 13. We're gonna agree for 3 people to give in the new numbers. But yeah, today's episode is The Enemy Within, episode 15. Kevin Samuel's Death by Snu Snu. And of course, why is South Africa's black bank all white? I gotta remember how to turn this down though. I ain't gonna hold y'all. Pull up, master. Yeah, all right. Just a pull up. Oh man, I tell you, I like that. I like that. All right. So anyway, we're gonna jump into the program. We're gonna wait for some more numbers, but we're gonna jump into the program, and we're gonna start off with, of course, our BANs. The BANs. I don't know which one's the BAN of the week, but we're gonna figure that out real quick. Of course, we're going to talk about Kevin Samuel's death. And of course, it's going to be the wrong freaking window. Hold on a second. Let me see if I could. My black ass can't seem to get this technology stuff under control. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to move this window to another window. And we're going to, yeah, I was like, let me do this real quick. Now, what happened was I had to feed this kid, real talk. And when you have to feed kids and they're like, I'm not going to eat. And then you remember finally, oh yeah, they eat super slow. Like they don't eat the full portion. And you're just like, hey, you got to eat now because I'm going to be busy. You know what I mean? And you're not going to be able to eat while I'm busy. And he's like, yeah, but I just can't eat. And you're just like, like it's a hard thing for a Baba. This is partly why there are men who, create families, to avoid this problem. But, you already know. All right. So anyway, we're going to start off with this one. It's called Play Stupid Games, Win Stupid Contracts. These are actually the only BANs. And I mean, unfortunately, a lot of you are going to say, hey, man, these are not BANs. These are victims. And I think we actually have to come to terms with something, right? We are taught to call, like, no disrespect, but essentially it's like this. I'll say it this way. In a sports competition, somebody doesn't win. And in a sports competition, when you don't win, when somebody else triumphs over you, dominates you, or especially if you voluntarily put yourself in that situation, but when somebody beats you, right, you're called a loser, right? But in the game of life, in a sense, if somebody dominates you, beats you, and I understand that, sometimes you don't want to call the person who loses a loser, right? But let's be honest. When we call ourselves victims, what it does is that it puts inside of our mind, right, that essentially the other person is wrong and we're right. That the other person is breaking some sort of social contract in a sense, right? But the reality is that you don't have a social contract with these people. So this is called Play Stupid Games, Win Stupid Prizes. And the gist of it is this, so I don't know if you guys heard about this poop story. I decided not to share it with y'all. Well, actually, I don't think I even saw it, real talk. I think I saw something else and I was just like, what the fuck? Because everybody was talking about it. And it just reminded me, don't follow the trends out of Africa. Like, just don't follow those, man. They jacked up. You know what I'm saying? Leave it to the American ones where they just cursing at each other. Nah, just messing. But for real though, right? This lady says, you think the poop stories in Dubai are bad? Wait till you hear how they lie to African women in Africa. Bring the UAE, United Arab Emirates, for illegal organ harvesting. Promise them maybe $10K for one kidney, right? So these women are like, hey, like, so they're going to women saying, hey, I'll give you $10,000 for your kidney. But once they take the kidneys, uteruses, and everything else, and leave them for dead. Now, obviously the grammar is horrible here, so, it is what it is. But you guys get it. Basically, African women are purposely going to United Arab Emirates, right, the UAE, to sell their kidneys. And then the Arabs take both of their kidneys, their uteruses, and leave them for dead. So, woman said, my mom used to watch this Congolese female journalist on YouTube that would interview young Congolese women, I'm talking teenagers and early 20s that were promised money for maybe one kidney. But once operated, they leave them for dead and they spend that $10K on treatment to get better. You see, like, play stupid games, all right? So this woman would appeal to the people watching to raise funds for these poor victims to travel back home or even to pay medical expenses because they'd be left with all sorts of medical complications because everything was taken from them. It was the saddest thing. And so, of course I liked it just so I could, whatever, retweet this or whatever. But it's like, again, you play stupid games and you win stupid prizes. And you might say, hey, Oni, you're just in the West. And because you're in the West, you're fairly well to do. You don't got to worry about that kind of poverty in the same way that other people do, and that's true. And that's one of the issues. That's one of the problems that we have as a collective, as a group, is that those of us in the Western hemisphere, right? We don't like a lot of us don't. I mean, I'm not saying we don't. You guys saw on a Bit of Medicine podcast yesterday how some people, I think it was in Alabama or something, who was You know, who will flush the toilet? Who when it rains, shit came out of I guess their toilet or something. I don't know, but yeah, you know, like, you know, not everybody well in the West, but this is the global circumstance, and I want us to realize one of two things, right? No, two of two things, actually. I want us to realize two of two things. By the way, let me just acknowledge the chat. Lero gave 4 numbers. That's good. Keter gave 4 numbers. That's good. And Real Black Gentleman came through. Peace Family. And Keter says Peace Family. So, you know, I just want 4 more numbers, and then we can probably get this thing back. But I want us to really grasp that, you know, there's a misfortune going on. But all the same, you have to know that nobody owes you anything. Nobody owes you anything. And the sooner you realize that, the sooner you can come to grips with this reality that they will screw you over if you're not careful. You can go to somebody and say, hey, you know what? I want to sell my organs. And they say, sure, you can sell your organs, and the rest of them we'll take for free. Like, you're playing stupid games because your organs are instrumental to your existence. You're playing stupid games, and the reality is that you're not going to win. The reality is that you're not going to win. Let me see if I really want to be able to fix this this audio. I'm not going to hold y'all. That was I liked it, but it's mad loud. Actually, I don't know if it's loud for y'all, but it was loud for me. And I know that I can't fix it just by turning down my volume. There used to be like a button here. I'm trying to figure out how to turn down the volume. All right. But anyway, so now I want y'all to see this other clip, right? I want y'all to see this other clip. And just to give you all context, so Real Black Gentleman gave me 4 numbers too, so that's great. 4 numbers. So I'm gonna first fix the audio. I'm gonna fix this audio problem, and then I'm going to switch it up. Put these 3. We got all the numbers we need. So let me actually tell everybody that I appreciate it. All right. So here's the thing. What was I saying now? So was it like, I want y'all to get a context though, because, you know, on the one hand, like I said, this is losers. These are losers. You know, no disrespect, but, you know, somebody jacks you for your kidney. No, you go to somebody, they jack you for your kidney, and your uterus, like your organs, like you done messed up. And that's the thing about us. We, like, when we talk about personal accountability, that's really what we're talking about. You know, it's tough enough for me, you know, to go, like somebody was saying this. They said, hey man, you know, when it comes to white folk, like, the only thing that they can do that you probably can't do, or not that you can't do, but like you could probably, you know, push comes to shove, rely on them for, was surgery, he said, you know. Now this is not like me. This is like, you know, some higher up, you know, thinkers, right? But all the same, they said, yeah, you know, surgery is one of the things, right? And it's like, yeah, you know, like, it's hard for me to like trust a surgeon, but, you know, occasionally in your life, especially if you're in the West, you have to trust surgeons for operations, right? And they're gonna be white people more often than not, right? And that's a thing. So it's like, it's not like, you know, we in the West don't trust white doctors, white surgeons or whatever, right? It's not like, you know, of course, but, you know, a lot of these surgery stories too come out, and, you know, women are, and it's like, you can't blame somebody for going for something that's completely necessary. And then you say to yourself, well, what about selling your kidney? Is that really necessary? And the thing is this, you know, to some people it is. That's the misfortune. That's the misfortune of our situation. Right? That there is a deep poverty going around on this planet, circulating among the whole world, but it's really concentrated in African areas too. And what we're doing about it isn't enough, you know? Real Black Gentleman says, those folks going to trade organs are like a car driving itself to some scrapyard trying to find a mechanic. Yeah, this is the issue. I'm gonna show y'all this video. Wait, can I play it? I think I can play it. I'm a cut in between it, just to avoid this stupid copyright thing, so that people after us can also enjoy the program. I know you guys like watching it live. I appreciate the live crowd though, but we don't want to like chop it up. So check this out. Okay, so like I said, I have to cut through because just to avoid the copyright thing. Act like you can't just present other people's stuff, right? So yeah, I'm struggling because of what I have to do. Says a kid. In fact, let me actually do a voiceover. That actually might help. Especially for those of you not knowing the language. All right, knowing that while I'm struggling, others are not suffering weighs heavy on my heart, right? And so now the kid is going to start crying. Now, it's kind of weird to want other people to suffer and struggle as well, but it's it's kind of like everything about this is kind of weird. Like this woman says, in case you need to be grateful today. Like, why would you be grateful seeing this? But, heartbreaking is an understatement. Nothing really processes here, but, again, the kid is suffering. He's a gold panderer. I can't remember what country. It could be one of those modern African states like Sierra Leone or something. Oh, no, Zimbabwe. So I think this is like kind of a hit piece against Mugabe, possibly. Why do you think you are struggling? Right? I'm struggling because of what I have to do. So yeah, it's a hit piece against, like you see, this is the link to the full documentary, Mugabe's Legacy, Zimbabwe's Forgotten Children. So apparently, I guess they're selling gold here. While others play, I pan for gold, right? I don't even know how old this kid is, but I don't know. He could probably be 10 or something. This one's a little sadder too. It's because we're all sick. I haven't eaten today. Are you hungry? Yes, I'm hungry. What are you going to eat? Nothing. So she's speaking in Swahili though, by the way. So she says no in Swahili, which is hapana. This is pretty cool. By the way, I started working on my Swahili game again. So my body hurts so much I could cry, right? And so obviously it's a white person interviewing them. Obviously, thing. I don't have the strength to talk. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah. So like this is the thing though. So this is the life that a lot of children around the world go through. It's not even now. Here's the thing. This is why I don't even get outraged about some people's deaths in the West because like I said, personal accountability. Now, like this child doesn't like. There's no necessarily a real accountability. The accountability falls on us as a people. And I can remember I told you guys about this incident when I was in Africa where, me and my son coming back from restaurant. Like I said, I got food on my son's plate that he didn't even finish today. You know what I mean? He's just like, yeah, I'm not going, I got too much food, right? His belly's too full. And, I'm just like, here, eat some more. And he's like, can't, right? This little girl, assuming everything is, how it is, right? This little girl probably didn't eat in a day. Probably, walking by, like getting by off of nuts, and it's this sort of desperation you have to understand, right? It's this sort of desperation that causes the previous tweet, because, like imagine, for instance, this woman, right? She could be selling her organ to feed her kid. $10,000 can help me feed my kid. $10,000 can help me feed my family. $10,000 could relieve my hunger pangs. could make my daughter not cry. You understand? These children, what you have to understand about children is that they're somebody's children. Now, sometimes that somebody isn't alive, so I'm not going to tell y'all that it's always somebody's children in that regard. But it's how you get older from that and how that shapes you is a whole other thing. So of course, you go back to this whole idea of the social contract and the victim and the so on and so forth, the victim versus the loser or whatever, right? And you could say, hey man, well the kids, obviously kids you could say are victims, right? You don't have to, use any harsher language with kids. But I mean, like, the social contract concept is something that I really want y'all to understand. And like I said, I want to make a book of essays. That's probably going to be one of the essays in there. And the reality that you don't have a social contract with other people. That little girl, like you see how this white woman is interviewing her. See, if I'm interviewing a kid, if I'm talking to a kid and they're like, I'm so hungry, I'm so whatever, right? I shouldn't make a voice, but I'm so hungry. I'm probably gonna dig into my pocket. But see, white folk don't have the same social contract though. Like they didn't make no social arrangement with you. They don't have no loyalty, no faith to you. They will record you, sell your documentary only to belittle your leader. But they won't say, oh man, you really hungry? All right, girl, here, get some food. Or here's some sort of, and I mean, I don't expect them to. I don't even, like, real talk, I don't even want them to. But what I'm telling you is that you have to understand that nobody's under any social obligation to fulfill anything for you. And that's just the reality of the world. So Real Black Gentleman says, those folks, oh yeah, so Kenneth says, the organ trade is terrible, especially in Africa and India. He says, this video destroyed me, and I consider myself a very rational person, but this broke me, bro. Lero says, absolutely heartbreaking. Kofi says, greetings. So greetings to everybody on the panel. I mean, everybody in the audience. But yeah. I mean, like it is something, but it's not like Kenneth says, it broke him, right? It's not even, it's like this is the trouble with us is that this is happening and we're scrapping. We're fighting over something. We're like, hey man, Kevin Samuels died. Kevin Samuels died. Yeah, I know he died. But what's that got to do with the kids starving? What's that to do with the organs being stolen? What's to do with the fact that African people are being driven to desperation to the point where they're traveling to the Arab world? They don't even know who those freaking Arabs are anymore. You know how desperate you got to be to run into the Arabs' arms? You know how desperate you got to be to run into the white man's arms? You know how desperate you got to be to run into, I guess the Jews' arms, whatever. But that's how desperate you got to be to run into Abrahamic arms. And the reason why you have this desperation is because we're not doing enough, and we don't seem to process that. We're like, hey man, the modern woman, she got all these problems. Yeah, she got all these problems. You one of them. It's a problem when this is what's happening around the world, and we there, just playing around, playing around. Let's go back to the literature. I'm just mad I still don't know how to do this music thing. So we gonna get it live. Hold on, we gonna get it live. Let's see what this is though. Let's see what this tweet is. This is me. Oh yeah. So this is what I'm watching, and this is what I say about the modern woman. This is what I say about just in general. You gotta look at the modern man. Okay. So I said this is a tale of two men minus the religion. And yes, I care about the religion. I know some of y'all, what's mad about his religion? Right? So this is the first one. These are the people that Elon should be helping. This is the black man. African name, African, everything. Black man. These are the people that Elon should be helping. You understand? Wow, this white man should help us with this. And this is another one. No, this is a different man. But you see, the religion, please, where is this? I'd love to reach out to them. These are the different takes that we have to comprehend. That one group, one person is saying, hey, even like that's what I say about, when we talk about culture and spirituality and all this stuff. Now, I bet both of them are Christians. I ain't gonna hold y'all. But you got this nice name, Kofi Ayate, your boy. You know what I'm saying? good name, right? Kofi, right? Versus God's favorite, 100. You understand? Prayer sign. Okay? But at the same time, this is really what we have to, this is what I'm trying to inculcate into us. More or less the second attitude. Like I said, minus the religion, minus the prayer. But you want people to say, hey, you know what? This is who I should be helping. How can I help? I had that podcast a minute ago, a bit of medicine, remember that. But there was a podcast where I said, black people should be, when you listen to this podcast, you should be asking, how can I help? I just told y'all, hey, I'm doing a Swahili game. You're supposed to say, how can I help? You understand? Because, see, the game is good. It could easily be better if I had voice. Because I can't record voices too well. I can't, but I mean, obviously I don't, it's going to be a lot of voices, so it ain't that serious. But it's going to be like 800 voices, whatever. But still, it's like, you're supposed to say, how can I help? But instead of, how can I help, it's sit down and let's make these, let's watch these, let's sit back as these children suffer. Let's sit back as children suffer. That's the way we rolling. And it really speaks to us. It really speaks about us when this is how we rolling, because these are real children. And look, I'm going to tell you this. I don't know if they're dead, but chances are they are. And if they're not loyal, if they're loyal to they're going to be loyal to the people who saved them. You understand? This guy, this is who Elon should be helping. If Elon helps them, they're going to be loyal to Elon. This guy, I'd like to reach out to them. My church would like to reach out to them. They're going to be loyal to the church. You get it? They're not going to be loyal to you. It's the question of why the black immigrant. Some people say the black immigrant does not side with the quote unquote African native or whatever, right? In America, I'm talking, right? Or even anywhere, really. Everybody always says the immigrant and the native are two different experiences. Like when I go to Ghana, I don't have the same experience as the native. Okay? You know what I'm saying? Like I'm walking around with money. But anyway, but the point being though, they say why? And it's like, well, look here. It's the state that took me out of my condition prior. Not the natives. When I go to Ghana, it's Nana who said, yeah, you know what, this guy can come through. You understand? It's the Ghanaian government. You understand? And if you're in America, it's the white man's government. These kids apply for a visa and then they go to the visa's office. They oh yeah, I'm hungry and I need to eat. And all these white folk smiling and saying, here's some food. We're going to set you up with this place to live. We're going to set you up with these parents. We're going to set you with that. And you want them to turn around and say, fuck these crackers. You out of your African mind? Are you out of your African mind? That's the only question. Why would they say, fuck these crackers, if the crackers are the one helping them? And what you doing for them? That's the question. You can't do nothing else for them. If they dead, but what you doing for them? While this kid is paneling for gold, what you doing? There's a question. While this little girl sitting down on her ass. Because I'm going to tell you this. I noticed like the white photographer probably fed them. At least. She could look back and say, oh, these people are so nice. White skin means that they're nice. And all the black people around her ain't feeding her. And all the black people on the internet talking about Kevin Samuels. Ain't nothing wrong with Kevin Samuels, but ain't nothing wrong talking about Kevin Samuels. But what I'm telling you is that if this girl grows up, she's not gonna say she owes it to the people who was discussing Kevin Samuels. Yo, look at this shit, Bumba Clot. Hold on a second. I forgot a link. I know there was another link here. But anyway, let me see what the chat's saying. Captain says, true, whoever feeds you controls you. You know? And it, we don't even gotta say, like the reality is this, it's like there's an African, I don't want to say African proverb anymore, but there's this idea in ancient Africa where it says, look, if you help somebody, they're gonna remember that. They're gonna remember that and hope to help you someday too. You know what I mean? Like imagine this. Imagine this. Like first, I'll tell you this right now. You know, a lot of people say this. Like there's a stupid joke these black men were putting around, and I'm gonna say black men because whatever. But I guess it's like that men go their own way type. And there's a stupid joke going on TikTok or something where this dude's exercising, and then he's like, there's this lady next to him who's also exercising. She probably put on too much weight, and then the weight starts to collapse on her, and she's making a sound like she's dying. And the man's just sitting there laughing like, shit, I don't want to be accused of sexual harassment or something, right? And so, you know, a lot of the women, a lot of the feminists, because these people just go back and forth. They just fight each other for no damn reason. But a lot of feminists are like, you see, men, they only fantasize about our death if they don't want us to help us and, you know, blah, blah, blah. But, like, here's the thing, right? The reality is this. If you save somebody's life, you help somebody out when they need help, they're going to think subconsciously, at least, about trying to help you back too. A lot of people don't like to be helped for free. You know, a lot of people subconsciously are going to say, how can I be of service to you? You helped me out. How can I? That's why a lot of us have to understand that one of the things that we have to do is help each other. Helping other people is going to go much further. Because see, that's the thing. When you look into this, like we're going to talk about Kevin Samuels, obviously, right? But when you talk about this, like a lot of people who like to praise his name, say he helped them. Took time out of his day to talk to some people and say, hey, look, whatever. I'm not a fan of the dude. But I want you to understand the psychology a lot of people have. And then use the reverse. If it's the white folk helping people, and the white folk are, and if you look at what Kofi put on his shit, this is actually wild. I had to say WTF. Well, Kofi put on Discord. There's this video of these African Americans talking about, oh, my children's niggas and white folk help us out, and we love the white folk. And you're like, what? It was random, but like that's the reality. The reality is that if you are helping people, they will want to help you back. They will regard you highly. That's it. Like when I was doing my, you know, in my organization, we kind of worked at a community center at some point, and I was doing free tutoring, right? And at that point, one of these brothers was like he was really great. He was more grateful to me for the free tutoring than for the free lectures. You understand? It's just like now, y'all like the you know, y'all see the line going on bottom. You know, get some shirts, get some merch. You know, hit the Cash App up. Y'all like, hey man, this doesn't help me. You know, and that's fine. I get it. I more so need to spread to you the message. But if I said, hey, you know. Well, like, yeah. If I say, hey, you know, here's so and so. If I say, hey, here's $10. Some of you gonna be like, hey, man, can I give you $15? For some reason, I don't know. It's dumb, but you know, that's how we are. Anyway, so Candace says most probably not, but white folks listening to them or interviewing them already profit over them psychologically. White folks probably didn't feed them. Like, look, I don't know. I mean, because the thing is that I know these casting crew. Like, it's possible, you know, it's possible. I don't know why the girl would interview with them otherwise, honestly. But like I said, the truth is that we not feeding them. And that's really what it comes down to. That's really what it comes down to. Anyway, we're going to go to the next one, which is, let's see. We're going to go to the next one. Oh, yeah, the follow-up. So this is ambition is worth more than. And so my issue is this. I tell you, I'll be doing this thing on my phone. Like, I see something come up on my phone. I'll probably have to open up Discord. I can't open up Discord now. But anyway, look. So this is it. So this guy, he says, look, I have the best street team. They are real-life angels. Always there, even if you do not see them. Hashtag reparations, hashtag Marcel for Congress. So, again, now if y'all remember from last week, this is the follow-up. From last week, we were talking about this dude. Now, I think I might have had two other incidents here. One was the video of him talking to the people. And then the other one was this video that Kete showed inside of the Discord. So if y'all not on the Discord, like I said, you can pay attention. Hit up the Discord, right? This dude, look at this. He has, If you're not on the Discord, so look, he's talking to a group of white folk.
Hey everyone. Hi. My name is
And black folk.
Marcel Dixon, but I just go by Marcel. I've been a teacher for almost 17 years. I'm not far from here. I'm from Jasper County, so hey cousins in Charleston. And I want to concur with what Dr. Addison said.
Okay, so I don't want to watch it, but I didn't watch it already, so I don't know what he's going to say. But the point is that this is a real candidate with real people behind him. And this is what I'm trying to say. If you're not, like I think it was Kwame Ture who said it. He's like, if you're not organized, if you're not an organization, you're not helping the people. If you're not organizing, you're not doing anything. This guy is organizing while you might be clowning him. You might say, hey, man, he looks like a doofus. He sounds like an idiot. It don't matter. This woman's putting in her time. This man is putting in his time. And look, he might be paying them. He might not be paying them. This woman is putting in her time. This woman is putting in her time. Okay? The dude is, and one of the reasons why, 9,000 followers is not that much, but it doesn't matter. Like, a lot of politicians don't have that much followers anyway, right? Other groups get policies. We get fried fish. How damn insulting. You need to speak up and speak out. If you do not, that means you're perfectly fine out. So he's talking about Clyburn. I don't know if Clyburn is the person he's running against, which is, whatever. I think it's right here. He's offering fish fry too. Isn't this a fish fry? Oh, no. Okay, maybe it's not. All right. But he's at a soul food restaurant. But yeah, I want you to grasp that this is something that's happening. Now, the video I wanted to show y'all, for some reason this thing didn't save, but the video I wanted to show y'all from Discord was something along the lines of let me think. So some American politician, American congressman, I believe, he's on Fox News, and he's like, yeah, we're in a proxy war with Russia. We're in war with Russia. And the Americans are like, hey, we didn't sign up for it. We didn't sign up for no war with Russia. But that's the thing I want you to understand, that when you're sitting in the congressional seat, then you can write and vote for the legislation. Okay? You can make changes and transformations based off of your political position on the planet. And that's something that we have to reconcile with. This guy's not the okay, hold on a second. It looks like the chat's going something. Keta says most probably not. So he says Mona Matapa says the documentary was produced by a black woman whose parents were ANC veterans. Okay. So Keta says thanks for clearing that up. So wait, wasn't that not a white woman talking? I have no idea. And what? Okay, all right. But anyway, Ms. Untouchable says happy Mother's Day to all the mamas in the chat. Yeah. All right. So anyway, wait, do we got any mothers in the chat? Like a bunch of dudes in Lero. And Lero ain't no mother. No disrespect, Lero. That's just it's just a fact. But as far as I know, you ain't never said nothing about no kid. But anyway, only kids you talk about the goats. But anyway, yeah. So there you have that. Now this is the next one. So I want y'all to understand about this Marcel character is that maybe he's gonna lose. Most likely he's gonna lose. But the reality is that he has people organizing for him, and he's becoming presentable. He's he might not be groomed by the Democratic establishment as yet, But the reality is that if he were to win, he's sitting down maybe 30, 20 years in this seat where he can push legislation and push that legislation on you, push you out. You gotta be we have to be serious. Like if you remember last week, the lady had like a kind of quality ad. I mean, it was kind of like she was kind of weird, but you know that's probably what she wanted. Anyway, so look, annual ban on drums. So we're gonna go to the next one. Like we gotta go quick because of this big ass Kevin Samuel story. But look at this right here. So it's like. The African gods must do something because this is utterly embarrassing. They cannot stay mute for the Christians to disrespect them like this on their own land. Just imagine. All right, so churches in Accra excluded from the annual ban on drumming and noise making. So, considering the imminent spiritual implications, I am deeply moved by compassion towards the stakeholders of the annual ban on drumming and noise making in Accra, seeing that they have not excluded the holy house of God, churches. I used to not say the word God. I don't know why I keep saying it now. From the ban in their 2022 announcement after the public divine announcement in June 2021 and a clarified private communication to them in February 2022. As a result, I would like to publicly reiterate for the last time that the holy house of churches where people gather to worship, all this is divinely excluded from the annual ban because it's a spiritual disorder and a reproach to the Lord for any earthly agency to forbid clapping hands, use of instruments, or in any way dictate the form of activities in his church anytime outside the authority of the church. The stakeholders are hereby so on and so forth. Whatever. Basically, the point is this. So apparently in Africa, they're like, hey, look, you can't drum and make noises. Now, I told you this already. You know, the political the culture is formed around the political structure in a sense, but it's formed to, like, essentially, what do you want? What do you want? How do you want to live in the future is the question you're going to have to encounter. Do you want drumming? Do you want noise making? And what is the quality of that? What is the quality and the message of that drumming and noise making? Why would you want all the stores closed at a certain time? You know, how do you want the layout of your city? You know, for those of you who don't remember, like, look at the bottom tagline. You're going to see that I wrote 3 books. One of them was Zubiri. It's a short book. It's a nice book, right? In Zubiri, there's like a lounge, you know? There's a lounge there's a lounge where Zubiri goes to hang out, and it's like that's the order of the day, you know? In a black community, right? Like, one of the things I liked about this book is called Ibn Battuta. In the back of Ibn Battuta, there's this passage, right? Where they tell you about this custom in like a Swahili coast, on the Swahili coast, where the men would go up on the ceiling and like with flowers or something like that, and then they would toss the flowers down to the young ladies who were, you know, watching. And the men were like singing and dancing or whatever. I don't know what they were doing. But eventually they tossed the flowers down. And then when the women catch the flowers that they tossed, the men would go and have a conversation and say, hey, you caught my flower. And then they just chat up, you know, and it was just a nice icebreaker social game, you know, for men and women to, you know, get together. So what I say that is to say that, you know, when you form a community, right, a lot of the human existence, I'll tell you this, right? Because I was studying games, and they were like, hey, one of the things about gaming is that realistically at the core of gaming is problem solving, right? But like, it's not just like the core of gaming, at the core of engineering, at the core of healthcare, at the core of whatever. A lot of it is problem solving. Like, the human being, for what it's worth, it's really good at solving problems. Okay? They're very good at solving problems. I mean, they might be one of the better species at solving problems. I don't know how every species does it, but, you know, a lot of life, and this is like life for like in all levels. This is one of the things I really wanted to write about, honestly. But life on all levels solves problems. You know, I don't want to be the one to admit that I've seen my share of insects, living in New York. But one thing you would do if you see an insect sometimes, if it's like in an innocuous area, right? Like an area that you can clean well, right? You spray these motherfuckers, right? Now you spray one of these insects and they start running. And they run very skillfully, very tactfully. Like they run undercover. They hide. Like one of these things I saw, let's say a long time ago, right? But anyway, one of these things I saw, they climbed into this broom, right? To like dodge everything. But also, it was weird. But like a lot of, or like if you ever like drown one of them. Anyway, point is, yeah, like I'm not to say that it's a lot, but there's some, right? Anyway, but my point is that, even these insects do problem solving. Even these plants, you might say, well, not plants, right? Even the plants do problem solving. If you put a plant next to the window, it will grow downward in order to, grow out of the window to get to optimize their sunlight exposure. Now you could say it's more chemical, but then again, you could say the same thing about how we think. Everything is chemical, right? Like we're a vat of chemistry in a sense. All the same, why do I say all this problem solving thing? So in Zubiri, they set up a center for so essentially when I talk about the Swahili coast, they had the problem of how can you get men and women to start talking. So in Zubiri, they do the more modern approach, and they kind of have a good lounge in a sense, like a good club, and so on and so forth. And that's where Zubiri meets the two love interests that he has to decide between, right? But then here you have inside of the West, right? Or let's go back to this annual banning thing, right? That's how you socially organize yourself. You organize yourself to optimize the problems or to solve the problems in your community, right? To solve the problems of the group formation. And one of the things that, obviously in the West, you don't have that because you're not solving your own problems. You're having other people solve your problems, right? And so it's kind of dehumanizing in that sense, but we just kind of go along with it. Either way, and if you're talking about nationalism and nation building, you have to solve your own problems, and then you also have to come up with solutions to these problems, right? As I say, do I want your drumming? Do I want your singing? Is that the kind of community I want to be in? And here you have in this African story, right? The story out of Ghana, right, is, hey, look, the problem we have is the indigenous African faith, but we don't have a problem with the imported one. And that's what it is. And it, we have to just say, hey, you know what? Some people solve problems. And that's the solution that they offer. And it's only upon us to say, what is the solution that we offer? What is the problem to us? And this is something that you want to come to terms with. It's not something for me to come to terms with for you. It's not something for you to come to terms with somebody else. It's something for you to come to terms with for yourself. What is a problem to you? Is English a problem to you? You understand? Is Swahili a problem to you? Is Twi a problem to you? If you're in an African town and all the, like, for instance, this brother used to make a joke. He used to say, shoot, hold on a second. I didn't save these numbers. Let me see if I could. I just realized that if the chat grows too big, I'm not going to have these numbers for later. So let me actually open up a notepad. Open up a notepad and just save these numbers. See, my thing is that I don't know how to turn it down right now. It was easy last time, and I thought there was something wrong. I thought there was something up, but like I don't even know. Like things just fall apart, Anyway, so what I'm gonna say is that no. Oh yeah. So anyway, look at Lero. Lero says no biological kids, couple sons and daughters though. Or yeah. Sure, Lero. Sure. Anyway, so yeah, that's the thing that you just want to process that. Now let's just move on to the next one. These are not some of these I realize they're just gonna be quick. I just wanted to share some of these with y'all. Oh yeah, so this one is like, was the kid's name the N-word? So by the way, this is trigger warning for those of you who don't like the N-word. This is trigger warning.
School, right?
All right, so he says his son missed the bus for punishment. He broke up his son's birthday present laptop. Side note, that was a chubby rat that walked by the camera in the beginning. I didn't see the rat. Let's see.
Take you to school, right? But everybody else on the bus, right?
All right, hold on a second. I'm going to do
Everybody
my
else on
search.
the bus. I'm supposed to get out my bed
Oh, yeah, that's a big rat.
and take you to school, right? You got me fucked up, dog.
Yo, y'all saw that rat, though? Hold on a second.
Everybody else on the bus. I'm supposed to get out my bed and take you to school, right? You got me fucked up, dog. Like, for real, nigga. I'm so sick of you, boy. Let me show you. Let me show you, nigga. Fuck your birthday, nigga. That's how you gonna fuck me? Let's see what anybody else do for you on your birthday, nigga. Let's see if somebody else gonna go spend a couple $100 on you, bro. Like I do, nigga. Every year, nigga. Every year, nigga, I buy you whatever the fuck you want, don't I, nigga? Don't I, nigga? Every year, nigga, you get whatever you want, bro. Anything you ask me for, I buy that shit, don't I? Anything you ask me for, nigga, I buy that shit, don't I? Don't I, bro? Yes. Every time you fucking ask me for something, nigga. Huh? You. Who bought this phone? You. Huh? That's how you play me? Nigga. That's how you play me, nigga? That's how you play me, nigga? You gonna keep getting in trouble in school, nigga? Keep getting my phone call, nigga? Huh? That's how you play me, boy? Huh? Nigga? I ain't nobody to play with, nigga. Fuck wrong with you, nigga? Nigga? That's how you play me, nigga? See what you get, nigga? For your birthday, nigga? Nothing! Bye.
Yeah, I mean, I was trying to look away because I had to do my thing. Yeah, so my question was like, what's the kid's name, nigga? Like, was that his name? I don't understand. I really don't understand how black people use their language, real talk. Now, I want two things. Now, there's two things to this, actually. So there's two things. One is this. And this is actually going to go to Kevin Samuels later on, right? A person could make a career out of this. In fact, if y'all notice that, I think the person who put up this video was a white person. Right? Matter of fact, look at this right here. I'll show you this matter of fact. You see this thing that said no pause TV. See, I realized this. The post last time of the dude, the black guy falling, right, was also a white person. Different. See, it's a different tweet. I thought I might have posted the same thing twice, but no, the same white person. Or I don't know if they're white, honestly, but like you could make a career out of degrading black imagery. He found his girl in the men's restroom stall with another dude. Okay, not even just black. But look, slid smooth off into the ditch. Yeah, just making fun of people. You can make a career out of this. You shouldn't. You understand? This is what Kevin Samuels was doing. This is what like earlier I was thinking to myself, that Kevin Samuels was kind of just a Tommy Sotomayor. And the thing is this, a black woman could easily make a career out of, you know, just taking the same social media that black men are producing, if you will, right? Take the same social media and just say, hey, black men are trash. You could do that. It's not what you're supposed to do. I'll just say it that way. Is it accurate? Possibly. You know what I'm saying? Is it compelling? Is it, you know, like again, this guy got 19,000 followers. That's nothing to bat your fingers at when you don't make your own content, right? But you know, like that's the World Star. That's all that stuff. You know, you could make a career out of that, but is it something that you should do? You know, Kenta says the show Maury did this for years. Yeah, the show Maury did that for years. Let's see if let me see what this is. So let's see what the comment is. Leto says, so disgusting to speak to children in that manner, let alone your own, because he missed the bus. Now, this is the thing. Again, as a father, I don't. My son don't take the bus, whatever. But as a father, I could like again, that's the thing that you got to realize. A lot of what we ask of people is actually, like, we think it's the minimum, but it's actually a lie. You know what I mean? We think like it's not something that you should actually expect of people, and that's the thing that we're not like that's the thing we that's the thing that we have to. Wait, did the video freeze? It looks like maybe when I look away from the video, like when I go to another window, it probably froze. Wait, did the video freeze or y'all? Oh no. He said he. All right. So Real by Gentleman says it froze on me. Kenneth says such a terrible man, person, especially father. Real by Gentleman says okay, it's good now. Never mind. Kofi says white folk love sharing these types of videos. And then Kofi says black folk have to stop recording things so much. And the thing is this, like Kofi said, I believe the kid was getting in trouble. Yeah, like the kid got probably kicked out of the school bus for like joking or clowning. And the thing is this, as a father, you send your kid to school, you ain't sending them to joke and clown. And then here's the father says like he probably makes money somehow. Probably not, respectably, who knows, right? But he makes money, and now he's like, I gotta get out of my bed. Because, like, maybe the mother is working or something like that, Now he has to get out of his bed and go drive the kid to school, right? When he shouldn't have to because the kid should have just behaved on the bus. Like, the kid should just behave on the bus. And so he's irate. And the thing is that, what we do is we ask, essentially, young adults to behave like grown men. Like again, like we have to realize that there's a father problem, especially in America. There's a fatherless problem in America, and it's rampant. And a lot of the men and a lot of the women do not have good fathers, do not have fathers. This is a man who probably feels like his father abandoned him. He grew up on the streets or what have you, and he's going to try to do better for his kid. He's going to try to spoil his kid. And even trying to do better and spoiling his kid kind of acts like a fuck up, right? And it's probably like grinding to him. The idea that, hey, I got to get out of bed and drive my kid to school when all my kid had to do was get out of bed and go on the bus and sit there, And I mean, like, I get it. I don't get the temper tantrum, but I also personally don't have temper tantrums. You understand? In fact, I'll tell you this. I think a lot of people, like a lot of what otherwise reasonable people have temper tantrums. I mean, I shouldn't mention this, but I remember I was... well, let's just say I've seen people throw their own property. I don't do that, obviously. But, like, that's a thing. Like humans have emotional outbursts. A lot of them. I don't, personally. But even with my kid, like, I kind of do get irate, Like, kids do not listen. Like, actually, the other day, it was weird. Like, basically, my kid likes to, like, let's say he likes to play on, like, electronic devices or something, right? And so he doesn't want to, like, focus on anything else. And so what happens if you, go use the bathroom and then, but you want to be somewhere else? So you go use the bathroom like the normal supposed to do. And then you kind of like stand up, get up. Now, if you don't know physics like the rest of us, like you don't know physics as well as the rest of us, what happens is that sometimes you can use the toilet, stand up, nothing, like who cares, right? You can stand up, walk around, who cares, right? Other times you could use the toilet, stand up, and something falls. You get what I'm saying? But you have to, like, this comes from like years of experience, years of physics. It's annoying as an adult, however, to find, these, like, physics is not understood. Like, again, if y'all remember, I like studied physics in university, so it's just like, son, you gotta understand friction. No, no, but seriously, like it pisses you off, and I get it. Like, if I had to send my kid on a school bus, I don't want to drive them. Am I going to break their laptop? No, because I paid for that. Like, if I had the kind of money, sure. Not sure. I wouldn't do it because, like, again, like, it depends on how much money you got, really. But, like, I don't think that's a smart thing to do. I don't think it's again, is that too much information? I mean, look, that's what I'm trying to tell y'all, though. Like, when it comes to kids, man, they be doing the most, like, they be just random. Like, you can't prepare for them. You know, like this father, for what it's worth, like, again, I think he might be wanting too strong, but I don't expect everybody to have the same social discipline that, like, let's say I have. And that's the thing, you can't project on other people the social discipline. But what I'm going to say is that, yeah, black fathers, fathers get pissed. I think fathers and mothers, I think that's why I say, when I say black people don't have fathers, right? I say that they don't have fathers. I mean, a lot of people are black fathers because the reality is that a black father is, to some extent, a lot of times, I don't want to say it, but, like, yeah, a lot of times they're like low-key your domestic bully, you know? For boys, they're like your domestic bully. Like you shouldn't take it too far, but, like, this is a guy, like, a woman, a mother might not necessarily, like, there are some mothers who are bad, like, you know, obviously, you know, who are going to be their own kind of bully in a sense, right? But a lot of fathers are kind of like, hey, you know, you're not a man yet, or you're just a boy. Like, that's their mentality, you know? And hey, don't inconvenience me, and don't do those kind of stuff. Literally saying, I'm so weak, don't put the baby on blast. No, I'm just saying, like it's just like reality. Like the thing is that a lot of us have opinions on children. Like I tell you this, before I had a kid, I was like, I want my kid to be a vegan, you know? Like, I want to be like me and his mother were like, yeah, he's gonna be a vegan, he's gonna this, that, so on and so forth, you know? And then, like, you have a kid, you're like, hey, why is he not eating? Now, there are parents who keep up the veganism and their kids die. Okay? Like the reality is that the reason why I'm telling you guys this, I want y'all to have some reality, some perspective, because a lot of people like the real fathers know kids be up to stuff, kids be doing stuff, you know. Like for instance, I told y'all I got this kid a video game. I got this video. Look, like, I used to get, like, video game controllers. The guy breaks them. He leaves them on the bed. He leaves them on the floor. He you know. And the thing is that, like for instance, I got this game. If y'all don't know about this game, it's called Castle Crashers or something like that, right? I was playing it. I tried to make him learn how to play it. He wouldn't learn, and I was like, whatever, forget it, right? I come back to this game, and I see, like, basically, I think I was playing the green character. You use different characters, different colors, right? I see the green character is level 1, and the blue character is level 50. And I'm just like, first off, I'm kind of proud, because I'm like, how does kid get to level 50? Because my green character was level 20 something or something like that. How you get to level 50? But the other thing is, why did he delete my data? You know what I'm saying? like kids just do stuff, and you're just not prepared for it, because it's like you go through life where, again, like the social contract, like I was talking about, you go through life, you're on a social contract. You know, everybody kind of agrees with a certain moral and ethical code, and kids just break it all the time, and you can't get through to them, you know? And, you know, there is a way to, you know, there are some people who recommend, you know, well, just be, you know, this way and be kind and be nice. And the reality is that when they have kids, they're going to learn that doesn't really work 9 times out of 10. You know, especially if you like a single parent. Like, maybe if you put all that stuff on the mother, sure. But a lot of times, you know, like, it just doesn't work. You just can't. Like, you just can't. And I remember this from when I was younger, because I was dating this woman, matter of fact, and I was actually kind of soft with my kid. And then she was like, you can't talk to them that soft because they're not going to listen. And you notice he's not listening. And she's like, you got to put some bass in your voice, pretty much. You know, you can't be like, hey, come on, sit down. You know, come on, sit down. Come on. It's, you know, like, maybe a mother could do it, but, you know, as a man, you just can't. And you don't even want him to think that you can. But yeah, so I mean, I'm not really like on this guy's side. Obviously, this is low-key abusive, but or high-key abusive. But, you know, again, like parents kind of understand. Like, we don't personally do it, but we get what he's doing. Like, we get why he's doing it. Like, again, you can't expect this gentleman to just be emotionally stable when he has a child, because he has a child. You know, like, that's not a thing. All right, so anyway, we're going to just probably go this one quick. Basically, he said, I'm trying to have a black-only towns after dark myself. What you mean? Or something like that. What did I say, actually? I'm trying to have blacks-only towns after dark. What you mean, right? So he's like this. It's 2022, and there are still sundown towns in America. Let that sink in. So this is Mississippi. Whites only within city limits after dark, right? That's it. And the thing is this, like, yeah. like this is the thing. Yes. If you don't live in the community after dark, why are you there? You know, and that's the thing. I'm telling you, like one of the things you're gonna pick up on, like I said, when you do your deeper study into realism, right? What you're going to pick up on is that white folk do the shit that you're supposed to be doing. Martin Delaney said it pretty well. He said, look, whatever liberty is word to the whites, it is word to the blacks. And therefore, whatever whites do to attain that liberty, blacks must also do. White people say, hey, look, you know what? I want to have a nice, safe community with nothing. If black people are here, I just want them here for work. After hours, they should just get the fuck out. Okay, just get the fuck out. And black folk wants to say, hey, look, you know what? I want a community, and if white people come through, I want them here during the work hours. After that, get the fuck out. That's it. Nobody, like one of the things that we're doing with these white folk is we're pushing up on them. We're pushing up on them. And then they push back and we're like, you're a racist. And I mean, look, I'm not trying to side with no white folk. I don't side with white folk. But at the same time, it's like, on the one hand, I'm like, look, if these white folk want to live by themselves, why the fuck are you harassing them? Like you're not supposed to be there after dark. So what? So what exactly are you going to do? Like, what are you trying to do in the middle of the dark? I mean, if you're trying to rob them, I get why they don't want you there. If you're trying to sleep with them, I don't want you there. Like, what the fuck? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what? I'm telling you, man. Like, people don't think. Now, what I'm gonna do, I'm kind of mad right now. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna at least see how this beat is. We might not be able to play it because it's too loud, but I'm just gonna see how this beat is. I'm gonna just see how this beat is. So this is the one that I made. I not made. I just was like testing out stuff. But we're just gonna see how this beat go. So there's 3 people. We're gonna do Lero's beat first. Lero said 55, 7, 8, 13. So we're gonna do 55. Hopefully this works. 55, and we're gonna count to 7. Actually, let me just finish everybody's thing. So Lero says 55. Keter said 60. Yeah, I tell you. Or like my kid be pissing me off about that too, man. I'll be like, hey, pick a random number between 1 and 71. He'd be like 71, and I'm like, okay, pick another number. He's like 1, and you're like, oh my gosh. But see how y'all kind of all hover around, just reasonable numbers. Anyway, so Lero says 7, 8, and 13. So let's see what that is. 7, 8, and 13. So let's see how this is. What the fuck? Of course, Lero's gonna pick the one of the ones that don't work. Yeah. All right. So we're just gonna do 54. Let's see how that works. Yeah. Occasionally, sometimes when you import them, they don't come through. Let's see how that is. All right. Good. Let's do 54. All right. Okay. So let's see. All right. So then, who's the next one? Oh yeah, so 60. So let's see. Keter said 5, 12, and 10. So let's do 5, 12, and 10. Okay. Okay. All right. Y'all hear it? Okay. And then so Real Black Gentleman says 43, 9, 2, and 12. Okay. That's 12. 9. Was it 9? Okay. Alright, so anyway. So then we're gonna, I think it was, let me see if it's 32. No, actually let's just leave this. Let me see. So this is episode 15, right? Let's see if we can do 1 and 5. Oh, that's a nice one. Okay. It's actually not too loud either. I kind of wish I knew how to turn it down, but let me know if it's too loud for you guys. Then I could probably turn it down. All right. Okay, so, all right, anyway, Leo says, okay, we snapped. You know what I'm saying? All right, let's see what we got. All right, let's go back to the tweet. Y'all see that, yo? All right. Anyway, switch screens back. Let's see. I gotta figure out how to turn it down, but all right, let me stop. All right, honey, they won't let us graduate. Oh yeah, this is another one. Y'all not dancing? All right. So look, this is some dude, right? So he goes, see, I gotta figure out how to turn it down. Let me just turn it down on my television. It might. Let me know if it's too loud for y'all though. Oh no, I turned it way too down for myself. Yeah, he be turning on his voice guidance too. It's mad annoying. So anyway, so my daughter's school sent email stating that her hair is a distraction and she doesn't dye it a neutral color before and if she doesn't dye it for neutral color before graduation on 5/19, they won't let her walk. Keep in mind, her hair has been dyed for months, but all of a sudden she's a distraction. How is this distracting, right? Obviously, a lot of people come through for this dude. But here's my thing, right? Honey, they won't let us graduate. They won't let her graduate. Do something. I'm typing it up right now. That's pretty much how it was. I think the beats might be too high, but that's how it is. That's how this father. This is the thing about this. Like, this is the mangina section, by the way, for y'all don't know, right? But this is the. Leto says she's gonna spit a rhyme. Ugh, Leto, please, not with your lyrics, no. Why Kofi want the bass? Bass is lame, bruh. Listen, Touchable says not bad. Gonna put a rhyme on the real quick. Yeah, Leto, no. Kofi says run the bass on you like last time. Nah, bass is lame, my guy. That was lame. That was like mad corny. But that's what I'm trying to tell y'all about the noise making. Like some of us like different noises. Like me, I like this. You know? Kofi might like the bass. You know? Then like all my viewers just left. But anyway, I guess a lot of people don't like this one. But anyway, it could also be the time though. I ain't gonna hold y'all. Oh, you were telling me to spit it. Oh, Gone spit a rhyme on that real quick. Gotcha. So Gone is you the rapper and singer. Oh yeah. Yo. All right, now let me stop. All right. Where is the guitar? Y'all just like y'all suddenly like music producers. What do you produce? I need to figure out how to turn it down though. I ain't gonna hold y'all. All right. Let me see if I could. I just kind of want to turn it down, but anyway, yeah, y'all see the thing with the black father where he's just like his daughter needs to like graduate or something, and his solution is to go online and complain to people in order that the school somehow gives up on their own policy that they clearly communicated to him. Okay, yeah, that's the. Okay, so that I turned it down. I think somebody said they wanted a bass or guitar. Should I do the bass or guitar or just leave it alone? Let me leave it alone because, like sometimes good enough is good enough. Leto says save that beat. Leto's on save that beat. How you gonna tell me how to use my computer? That's what I tell you, man. Black folk be telling you how to do your computer. You want me to put my I just messing with you. Yeah, I like it. Yo, y'all should hear my Swahili game though. So my Swahili game is gonna be like, when you get a question right, they're gonna add another dimension to the music. It's pretty cool. I got like I did the music like last night, like around 3 a.m. Like I just like kind of like how this is done. Just kind of grab some random numbers. It was so cool. It's so cool. I probably play some of it. It don't got the Swahili on it yet. I just kind of working on the UI, user interface. But all right, anyway. But yeah, this is a black father, and it's like this is the thing. It's like, you know, Dad, help me with my thing. Hold on, honey, I got you. I'm gonna type it up right now. And like this, and it's like, yeah, it, you know, 25K. You know, the daughter's probably excited. My dad is woke, you know, and all that kind of stuff. But the reality is that this is a mangina. Like this is the issue with us in the West, is that this is what we're going to suddenly become. But you know, it is what it is. Let's get to Kevin Samuels. So it says, celebrating the death of those you hate is good though. I want y'all to understand that. Celebrating the death, like I realized that, I think it's my tweet right here that kind of explains this. But like, even if you watch The Wizard of Oz, like one of the songs is Ding Dong, the witch is dead. Witch, oh witch, the wicked witch, right? Or something like that, right? Like they're just singing about her death, right? Why this motherfucker gotta be here? All right, so it says, I don't see any death celebrations, but celebrating the death of people you disagree with is normal. Kevin knew what he was doing, okay? And I'd love it if it were a white man, but it's bizarre to demand a species that wears the fur of other animals and throws feasts after battles to not celebrate, you know? I don't like, obviously, like again, like that's it. Like Tommy Sotomayor, like again, if you make enemies, or if people, like essentially it was like one of the discussions that was happening on the Bit of Medicine podcast, right? Where it's like how humans form tribal groups or whatever, right? And the reality is that if you have a rival tribe or you have a rival group, right? You do like their suffering. Like you do. And that's just like, it's like Thanksgiving is what? It's celebrating the genocide of these Native Americans. You know, celebrating obviously, you know, there's a different connotation, but then Veterans Day, what is that? We won the war where we killed other people. Memorial Day is what? We won the war where we killed other people. Right? Again, you know, you have these feasts, and then, you know, what are on these feasts? A bunch of dead animals. Like if in prehistoric times, in a sense, right? You went on a hunt, you conquered the lion, you celebrated. You know? Now you might be like, well, that's just an animal, it's just a lion or whatever, but like humans are animals too. You might say, hey, well, Kevin Samuels, you know, he didn't really do anything, he's just a YouTube channel and just blah, blah, blah. Sure, but like, again, I don't expect white folk, if they knew me, to be like, oh, he's dead, oh, what a nice guy. And I tell you, like, and actually, we were listening to, so like, make sure you guys check out the Bit of Medicine podcast, at least. I mean, obviously, check out Harsh Reality Podcast and check out the Learning Curve. But like, Bit of Medicine as well. Shoot the Breeze was on yesterday. And on Shoot the Breeze, somebody put this video that a lot of us hadn't seen, right? Which is, what's her name? Du Bois's wife, right? Du Bois's wife, Shirley Du Bois or whatever, right? She's asked about, somebody says, hey man, tell us about, what was Du Bois' beef with Garvey? Like, how did Du Bois have a beef with Garvey and blah, 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 right? And she goes, no. You know, people just wanted to play that they had a beef, you know? Realistically, Du Bois and Booker T. Washington, for instance, wrote a book together, but you can't find a copy, right? And also, when Marcus Garvey died, Du Bois wrote something about how great he was. He just probably was, you know, like he just had an unrealistic plan, right? And it's like, that's the issue right there. See, because that's going to confuse people. When you start talking good about people that you don't like after they're dead, right? Not only are you sanctioning them, but you're also confusing people who are like, I thought you didn't like this person. You got to be consistent. The reality is this, for me personally, like somebody maybe like a year ago, maybe they were like, hey man, you got to look at this Kevin Samuels guy. And I was like, let me look at this. I looked at him for like 10 minutes or something, or maybe 5 minutes, and I was like, nah, this is a cornball. And I just moved on. Moving forward, the guy dies now, and I hear how he dies, and we're going to talk about that. And it's like, if that's how you going to die, like, you was a cornball, and I knew it. I'm not going to, he was a good man. I heard a discussion yesterday on the Bit of Medicine podcast, and I see why people might say, hey, he wasn't that bad. I don't know. But again, like when I saw him, I thought he was a cornball, and that's what it is. Now, how the hell did I got this? This is not the freaking post. Yo, so I did the wrong freaking... All right. So that's going to get me mad. All right. I think somebody... Yo, the way how this thing be working, though. This was just somebody confirming... One of the people confirming how he died. So just learned this man dead. I'll keep telling y'all to do your work now because all of us will die. Nothing will save us from death. And it's the way of our species. All of us die. So that's just one thing. Like I said, I don't like the people I'm worried about is really this one, the little kids. I don't worry about grown men who like drug themselves. The guy. So the context. I think this is actually some of the context. Let me see. Y'all need fathers ASAP. Yeah, so the reason why I put this up for the manginas is basically these people, right? So she's like, y'all need fathers ASAP. And this is what I'm talking about. Like, both sides need fathers badly. All right, so let me see something. Let me see what the comments are going. Say that beat. You would mix in the Swahili lessons in the show. We trying to learn too. You should mix in the Swahili lessons. Yeah. I gotta finish the app though. I just started it the other day. Yeah, I low-key could be your content advisor whole time. Yeah, Lero. That's what I'm saying. Like, we're going to talk about black banks later and like how we kind of... No, I'm not even going to say. But all right. Real bad gentleman said, Kevin Samuel was trying to help his own people. You got to see his tough love, fam. Yeah, I know. I mean, look, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's what people are saying. That they're trying... Like the thing is that I don't believe a word of that only because of the way he died. The way how he lived, the way how he died... I think it was Martin Delaney again. He went to Martin Delaney. So that's the thing. I want y'all to read 3 freaking... Like, if you don't read any fiction books... Because some of y'all don't read fiction books. I know that. If you don't read through... Like, there's 3 fiction books I want you to read. Obviously. Well, I'll start off with the 2 inspirations first. Right? From Superman to Man by J.A. Rogers. Read that. More importantly, but important as well, right? Is Martin Delaney's Blake and the Huts of America. Read that, and then obviously the 3rd book is Zubiri and Rooms in Ma'ab, which is based off of, which is kind of like the 2 of them. It's kind of like inspired by the 2 of them. You read those 3 books. You just read those 3 books. The biggest one and the most important, I would say, is going to be Martin Delaney's book. Obviously, you read my book because, why not? But read Martin Delaney's book first and foremost. Read From Superman to Man, right? Post a book, listen to Discord, Kofi said. And then read Zubiri. Like, you gotta go and read those books. I think I actually have a YouTube page where I'm actually live, but sure to hear, but I'm live talking about these 3 books, right? But you can't, so anyway, so in the Martin Delaney book, he says, look, you have to judge people like it's fair to judge people publicly based off of how they do things private. Now, the way how this man dies is he dies with a Latina woman. Okay? Some people say sniffing Viagra and Red Bull. Drinking Red Bull and using Viagra. Gets a heart attack. Right? But the thing is, it's like, I've been seeing clips of him down in black women. Okay? Down in black women with Latina women. Okay? So he's asking Latina women, what's wrong with black women? And then they're pitching in. That kind of shit, if you're trying to help somebody, that kind of shit don't fly. Like, imagine me sitting up here. Like, see, I talk this shit about, in fact, I'm actually going to talk about fat people soon. Right? Like, I don't mind the fat shaming. I don't care. Like, that's a thing. Right? But what I want to say is this. There's a limit. If I'm here to talk about, oh, y'all don't do nothing for your people, so on and so forth, that's fine. If I got a white boy sitting up here and I'm like, y'all don't do nothing for y'all people, listen to this white man. White man's like, yeah, y'all don't do nothing for y'all people, y'all useless. I just crossed the line. It becomes less. It becomes less of, hey, he's trying to help us, and more of, hey, this guy probably hates us. Okay. That's the thing. I remember when I was watching, cause see, y'all like the Boondocks. I didn't say I don't like it, but one of the things that somebody put an article, I think it was in one of these magazines, they were like, realistically, Aaron McGruder hated black people. Y'all were looking at it like jokes, but he hated y'all. And the thing is that, you could say, well, and I'm not gonna say, oh, it's because he had white folk, helping him, that's why he hated it. That's not my reasoning. And that's not my argument either. Anyway, but it's possible. Him, and that's like I said, same with Dave Chappelle. Like a lot of them just don't like you as a people. And like I said, Dave Chappelle messing with some Asian girl too. So it's just like, if you there's a line. He held a hard mirror to black women. He invoked the conversation of self-reflection for black men as well. Do not get Samuels twisted. Kevin Samuels is not pro-black, so I can't knock him. Facts on the Boondocks. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If you not I said this guy right here. Well, look, Kevin Samuels died. I was thinking about this morning. He believed his own hype. He believed he was a high value man, and he was 56 and he tried to roll with Mr. Untouchable said yesterday, a Megan Thee Stallion type, he had to get his Viagra and his Red Bull. He gotta get his energy drink and his Red Bull to keep up, and his heart explodes. I'm not going. I don't know the motherfucker too well. I think he was a cornball. But this guy right here. Oh, so I didn't read the comment. So for those of you not looking at the visual, so the comment goes, I wonder how black women would feel if people were glad Martin Luther King Jr. died before freeing us. Now, I don't know when Martin Luther King Jr. freed us, but okay. Celebrating Kevin Samuels' death is the same as celebrating MLK's death. Well, I guess we going back to slavery. Thank you, black men. This is a mangina. This is a man without a father. And that's the thing, you gotta realize that the appeal of Kevin Samuels was, well, I don't got no father. I don't have a father. That was the appeal of Kevin Samuels. Look at this. High value Kevin Samuels died taking fentanyl laced with cocaine and Viagra while hooking up with the Latina chick he just met. And N-words want me to mourn him. Right? Some people are saying that the Latina was a tranny. I don't know, but I wouldn't be surprised. So I think this this cocaine thing has been it's not necessarily as repeated as it is now. But I think the official, the story that some people were posting was something along the lines of that when the medical examiners came through, they found Viagra and cocaine in his system. And again, it was a Latina chick. It's look, I don't that's the thing too. There's this sister on Twitter who, she's intelligent and all that stuff, but she's not, and she's kind of like black men need to do better and blah 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 blah. But then she's not with a black man, and it just rubs me the wrong way. It's always gonna rub me the wrong way because even before the dude died, right? I said to myself, how many marriages can you fail before you start giving out marriage advice? How many marriages are too many that disqualify you from giving out relationship advice? And here's this 56-year-old man. Again, you have to live by your example. Here's this 56-year-old man, as you say, put up a mirror to black women, saying, "Hey, black women, you're not healthy," and then he dies like an idiot. He dies from his dietary choices. You can't tell a woman, "Hey, lose weight," and then die of your dietary choices. You understand? Let's see. Let me read the comments right here. KW7 says, until the autopsy is completed, the speculation as to the cause of his death. But yeah, who's doing the autopsy? I think the nurse at the time was like, yo, this dude, blah, blah, blah. But the thing that a lot of people were saying was that he always drinking Red Bull. And the thing is this, I don't watch his show, so I don't know. but I did tune in on his program, and he was drinking Red Bull. My point being though is this: that you can't tell people to have a healthier life, and you don't have a healthy life. I mean, there's a degree that you could do it. Like, for instance, I could tell you, hey, live a healthier life. I'm not necessarily, the ideal weight that I want to be, but I can still say it because I'm not drugging my black ass. You understand? Hold on a second. But yeah, I agree. It's speculation until the autopsy. But of course, we gotta wait for this white boy to tell us what's going on, which is suck. But whatever. Kofi says David Chappelle's mother is mixed. David Chappelle's mother was she was like working with these freaking up in Zimbabwe or some shit. No, Patrice Lumumba, secretary or some shit. But not in a good way. Kennedy Down 7 says MLK was controlled opposition. Yeah, I know. That's what I'm trying to tell you. These people is, man, like the way how they celebrating this, the way how they making this guy up. Like, again, it's like where was your father at? Because if you 56, you giving out marriage advice and you hooking up with trannies, or let's not even say trannies, but you hooking up with prostitutes at your big age, you're not really suited for a relationship. Like it don't make sense. Like how, like you believe in your own hype, and it's like, what kind of a quote unquote high value man, if you will, right? What kind of a quote unquote high value man is hooking up with prostitute? Nobody, like real talk, like the only time, like I wouldn't hook up with a prostitute per se, but I would have to be really down on my luck to want to pay directly a stranger for sex. I gotta be down on my luck. You know what I mean? Like no disrespect to the people who pay for prostitutes. No disrespect to y'all. But like that's not high. Like if you a high value man, you probably got your wife, your family, your kids. That kind of shit. Dude's talking. He's giving out like poor advice, and he's not even taking it for himself. That's the issue here. Like again, you got to look at how a man is living. One of the brothers yesterday gassed him up, speculated that he's probably one of them dudes that go out every time he at a restaurant, he order a steak, a steak and Red Bull, and you can look. I mean, look, being fat is not attractive. No, it's not. So I mean, I get it. I mean, it's a good advice, but again, if you're gonna take cocaine, Viagra, Red Bull, those are three things you're not supposed to be taking as a man. Maybe you can't get it up. I don't know. But if you can't get it up, then you got to work on your health. And you can't be eating steak and drinking Red Bull. Exactly. He was married at one point. That's the point. That's the whole thing. If you're not successful in relationships, then why? Then like, get your success. Don't be hooking up with prostitutes at 56. Trying to keep up with them. Trying to keep up with a young lady. Can't do shit. Real Black Gentleman says Kevin was black enough. That's what matters. I mean, look, everybody black. Like, freaking the head of Black Lives Matter was black. You know what I mean? Everybody black. Lero says comparing Kev's to MLK is so clown. We going back to slavery for far less. Yeah, I don't know about we, but yeah, I feel you. He appreciated black men like a pro. Yeah, I mean, like the dude was a con artist. He was a con artist, man. Like I'm about to show you. Basically, he preyed on black men's and black women's lack of a father. He was a father figure, but he was a piece of shit. In the sense that, how the fuck are you gonna be messing with Latina trannies or Latina prostitutes? And I think it was a tranny. I'm pretty sure it was a tranny. But anyway, it's like me telling everybody to stop smoking, knowing I light up daily. Yeah, I mean, like again, like I mean, there's a limit to. Like I say, look, there's a limit. Like obviously, if somebody smokes, like there's a limit, right? But you can't do that. You can't go out that way. You can't go out that way. You can't tell women like this guy telling women, hey, you're gonna die lonely and this, that, so on and so forth. And he dies alone. Well, he dies on the top of a woman. Using like overestimating himself. Like you can't you just can't go about your life and then expect people to be like like he killed himself over some dumb shit. Overhyping himself. He was married at one point. Yeah, he was married to two women and they both left him or something. Kevin Samuels walked into this one. He gave anti-black men, people ammo. Yeah, I mean, like, he walked, like, and again, it's like, that's what you expect from people. You expect people to look at this dude, like he was a little over the top, and it got him some money. So he did it, and it's okay. It's like, whatever, fine. But then after you're over the top on people, that's what it is. People are not going to cry for you, especially the way you died. If he died by somebody killing him, different. You know, just look at him from a man's perspective. Don't dismiss him. He meant well for black upliftment in his own tough way. Yeah, I mean, look, I think he was an idiot, honestly. Like, I told it to him for like 2 seconds, and I heard him talking some bogus biology, bogus chemistry. And I was like, yeah, he's like I'll tell you the truth, man. A lot of black folk prey on black illiteracy. You know, I was talking about this with his brother the other day. You know, like we were talking about the Hebrew Israelites and them, right? A lot of what circulates in black community is illiteracy. So I think I heard him. I think it was like Maslow's pyramid of thing, like something, just saying some stupid shit that you could pick up on a high school. Like, to a large extent, what you realize is that a lot of black people get off on black people being illiterate. You know what I mean? Like that's Tariq Nasheed's whole thing. It's like, if you don't read, like, anybody could tell you anything, and if it sounds good, like he sounded good. Like you said, from like a quasi black male perspective. But again, you gotta look at a person's life. You can't just take their words. You know, there's an African ancestor, like the African, proverb, I guess. It's something like, qualities of a moral order are measured by deeds. You know, like, you have to look at their deeds. Is this guy fulfilling a black woman? Is he fulfilling a black woman? How could he teach you? How could he teach you how to fulfill a black woman? Is the question. That's the question. Because if he's messing with Latina, like, he had a Latina fetish, I'm not fucking with this guy. I'm sorry. So I said, look, I took the big risk of searching Kevin Viagra, since someone suggested Kevin Samuels died mixing fentanyl and Viagra. I don't even know what fentanyl is, honestly. I just whatever. But I think it's probably like, when you lace cocaine with it, it's more dangerous. I don't know. It's a celebrity story, but a little interesting in regards to men's health. All the same, that is a whack way to die. That white-looking account looks black-owned, right? So this is the white-looking account. Simon Ruff. So I clicked on them. They're like South African or something, right? Hey, and Kevin Samuels was using Viagra on a 30-plus year young, old, transsexual, a.k.a. male hooker, while living in a rented apartment at the big age of 56 in someone else's name, since he had bad credit and can't rent in his own, and dying from bad health and all alone and unmarried. Right? But again, like, I'm pretty sure it was a tranny. If it wasn't a tranny, I mean, the reason why I'm thinking it's a tranny is because that's what a lot of these motherfuckers, like no disrespect to America, but a lot of the black Americans, a lot of the Americans, white Americans and black Americans, it's like in the trannies. It's weird. But anyway, is it true Kevin Samuels died from a heart attack in a rented apartment after consuming a Red Bull and Viagra and attempting to fuck a prostitute? Please, someone confirm or deny this, or I will know no peace. LOL. Have it on good authority that Kevin Samuels was found mic'd up at his desk, feet on a footstool and sitting on a cushion, with profoundly abnormal quantities of Viagra in his system, a podcaster's death. I feel sorry for everyone who has Kevin Samuels as an ancestor now. Gene pool already got piss in it, and you're gonna have to leave coke and Viagra on your altar. All right, somebody else says, it was confirmed by hospital employees he died from cardiac arrest induced by cocaine and Viagra. If I'm lying, I'll buy a drink for Cinco de Mayo. I'm just read from the Atlanta paramedic that Kevin Samuels died of a heart attack due to Viagra and Red Bull, right? So yeah, I mean, the original comment I saw, I don't remember if I linked it, but it was something along the lines of, yeah. But like, that's it. Like, if this is the life you're living, like, who gives a shit? You know, like that, like you did it to yourself. You know, like it goes back to the play stupid games, win stupid prizes. You know, if we are okay with saying, hey, you know, if you're dumb enough to go sell your kidney to somebody and they take your kidneys and your uterus, right? You know, you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. What the fuck is this? You there messing with a man? A 30-year-old man? 30-year-old man probably got more energy than a 30-year-old. Gay ass, man. They're like, you already like, you're better than a 30-year-old athlete. At your big age, you can't even do shit. Eating steaks and all that kind of shit. Yeah, I don't give a fuck, man. I'm sorry. Anyway, so let me see what the other comments are. Dang, I ain't got no comments after that. But yeah. Like, I don't feel sorry for the motherfucker. No disrespect. But like the reality is that like for me personally, death don't move me. You know what I mean? Like I death don't move me. So it is what it is, you know. And like I said, like if you make all these enemies, that's on you. You make all these enemies. What you think gonna happen after you die? You think they're gonna turn the other? They're not Du Bois. Okay, so then this is like I said about this about these manginas though. The manginas. These are the men who were like the fans of Kevin Samuels. So he says, I have mutuals with this account. Even if you're not celebrating KS's death, the second part is egregious. So she goes, now I know the gay N-words ain't on here celebrating a man's death. Y'all one Miss Truvada pill away from the Derek nap yourselves. You ain't have this much smoke for the uncle that used to turn the lights off and wrestle when y'all got dropped off. You understand? So he's there, like again, like, and the thing is this, like I realized, like you gotta understand this is a rampant thing in the community, right? And not just that, but you also have, like, this is the thing that, like I said, like, celebrating death, if people are celebrating death, right, is a normal thing, right? Mocking a person for, for somebody else attacking them is not really, you know? And it doesn't even stop at like gay men. Like you might be like, okay, well they're gay men, so who cares, right? But this is like somebody in the comments. They said, black women thinking Kevin Samuels dying because of karma is crazy. Like your uncle that used to touch you when you was a little girl just won $1,000 at the casino last night, right? And he's laughing. So it's like, you gotta realize that these men are also in the community. And you see, like Kofi was saying about the black women, like the anti-black men crowd, have a bigger voice. It's like, well, yeah, you got black. If you have black men who are mocking women, I mean, it's one thing to acknowledge that, yeah, a lot of these, a lot of quote unquote homosexual men are created by sexual abuse. It's one thing to acknowledge that. It's a whole other thing to mock somebody for what could otherwise be a horrible experience for them to have. And then of course, if you're like, hey, well, it's a gay guy, who cares? That's a way to look at it. But then you're now mocking women over something. And you're mocking them over something that your demographic is doing or has done. You understand? When you say the uncle, you're talking about just a regular, like the mother's brother. You understand? And so, like again, like I say about these manginas, like we have to understand, and that's what I'm saying, like about when it comes to, and this is, I guess it's really particular to America. I'm sorry for everybody who understands that I'm not really too American centered, but I guess I am kind of, right? Well, I try not to be, but hard not to be. Says there's a real black gentleman says there's a real counterintelligence program involving feminism in the black community. I'm not letting the perfect be good's nemesis. He was saying U.S. black women need to really look in the mirror. Yeah, I mean, look, American black women do need to go and look in the mirror, sure. But the thing is that the dude had to look in the mirror as well. And the thing is that you do not bring in other, like the way how, like again, he was really a bad guy. I'll tell you the truth. He was really a bad guy. That's it. He was really a bad guy. He had, like, the thing with these guys, these con artists, is that they have a few good messages, and because they have a few good messages, black folk try to overlook them, partly because, again, like the tribalism thing where it's like, what you just said, oh, well, he was fighting against the feminists. So that's so, like, in a sense, you're like, hey, there's a good thing. There's a good quality to him, right? He's fighting against the opposition. Sure, but like it goes back to when I was in this UAM where Ultimatics would say he would use a rat if he had to. You know what I mean? And it's like, realistically, you shouldn't use the rat. Like, you shouldn't use the rat. Real Black Gentleman says abortions and divorce are both led specifically by women. Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, yeah. Like realistically, the West is kind of in decline, but it's again. So what's the advice? You're 56 and you go fuck prostitutes. You know what I mean? Like how like what is the advice? Drink Red Bull every day. Like we have to be like, if you hold up a mirror to somebody, you have to have something that they're like you have to have something. So here's this guy, like I said about the fatherless thing. So G says, in 2019, I purchased one of Kevin Samuel's $600 virtual personal advice sessions. He told me I needed to change my sheets more often and be more active in my son's life. I know those things are expected, but there's just something about a brother in a suit saying it. R.I.P. and thank you. Somebody made this joke where it says, I know Kevin looking up at you right now with a smile on his face. It's not looking up. All right? but like, the thing is this though. The guy charges you $600. Like, again, you have to not have a father. Because see, with my son, he wake up in the morning, I say, go brush your teeth. You understand? Yeah, I think I made the joke. I said to this guy, I said, shit, do you brush your teeth every day? I need my Cash App to be hit up, right? But it's like, here's this man, charges this man $600, sit down with him, right? And tell him, you got to change your sheets. And you got to be active in your son's life. And it's like, where was your father? Now, this guy has 47,000 followers. That's a lot. Where was your father such that you need to ask another grown man? Another grown man needs to tell you, another grown up, somebody says, you paid $600 for someone to tell you to step up your hygiene and parenting. I need to find my niche of people with low self-esteem. Send it to me. It's like, how about congratulations instead? There's so much negativity on this website. Nobody's going to congratulate you for some basic shit. Something about a guy in a suit. It's like, you realize that these are the people that don't have fathers. Because I'll tell you, like, I tell my son, go brush your teeth. Damn, I went down to 2 concurrent viewers. Like, who the 2 to the left? Who the 2 that I left? Anyway, but I tell my son, go brush your teeth. And that's a thing. And the idea that I would need to, like, again, like the people that would need to pay somebody to tell them to change their sheets or tell them to be active in the son's life are the people that do not have fathers. And that's why I say they're to the manginas. We're gonna go to the next one. And like I said, like, I don't mind the fat shaming. I don't mind. Like, I think that's a thing. I'm about to do it myself. But I think there's a thing. So let me show y'all this too, because I know I figured people were gonna be like, "Hey, Oni, man, you don't even listen to the guy or something." I don't know, right? So here's this thing, and you like, again, like, so it says he was broke. So this is like a whole conversation on him. Obesity in young blacks is linked to 30-year. So yeah, look at this. It's always the overweight women. I mean, she's not that overweight. Sorry about y'all daddy. Don't worry, his lessons won't be forgotten. Lord, you pick me's really saw this miserable incel as your daddy. Poor bastards. It's always the overweight women. I mean, she's still alive though. Obesity in young blacks is linked to a 20-year reduction in lifespan. Love when y'all insult someone's weight because it means you truly had nothing of value to say, just like your role model. Y'all, all right, we're not even, oh yeah, I guess we could do that. Let's just finish this. Y'all claim he didn't hate black women, but then use his ideals to hate black women, proving everything people are saying about him, and y'all right. Calling someone fat isn't hating black women, and black women were the main ones coming at him, and he returned their energy right back to them. Kevin preached being idealistic. He told average fat baby mamas that above average men don't want them, and now he's evil. So now y'all get over at us laughing at him. He couldn't even meet his own standards, but sure, he doesn't hate black women. Whatever you need to tell yourself. Average black woman with massive flaws has this ideal that deserve high value man, and he told them to be real, but he hates black women. Funny how men didn't have the same reaction when Kevin told them to be real, right? So yeah, I mean, like, again, like, both of these people are rational. I want you to understand that. Like, in a conversation, you don't have to pick sides. You know what I mean? Like they're both right. Obviously, I wouldn't go as extreme to say. Actually, I don't know. Like again, like if you mess with Latina women, I'm not gonna say you love black people. You know. But anyway, he was broke, behind on child support, and had 2 failed marriages, along with using Nazi rhetoric to hate black women. Sorry, y'all too stupid to comprehend it. So he says, this is May 5th. Kevin Samuels using race science on black women. Yeah, rest in piss. He was a terrible human being. So I'll show you guys this.
Face.
Fallacy. Beauty is not subjective. That's
No,
why
it's
we.
not. It's
That's why we
objective,
have
brother.
That's why we have the golden ratio, the Fibonacci
right.
equation.
That's right.
You can look at
That's
facial
right.
symmetry and see that
That's right.
beautiful people, you can map their facial structure, and it goes to a mathematical calculation.
Oh yeah.
Beauty is universal. And the thing is, we're talking about black women, they are on the opposite end of the spectrum on all ranks. Facial symmetry.
Face.
So all right. So basically, if y'all heard that, and you know, it's really telling. But basically, he's like, look. Black women are on the opposite spectrum of facial symmetry, of beauty. They do not, black women, he's saying, are not beautiful. You understand? And so it's like, yeah, we can make all these excuses for this dude, you know? But again, like this is, like again, like I said, I tuned into him for like 5 minutes and I heard the same kind of shit, you know? And I'm just like, yeah, no, this is not something that, this is like, no, it's a no for me, right? And it's like, I get it. When people are like, hey, you know, there's something else you got to look into, What I do is I analyze the person. I analyze the character. I analyze their intelligence and their intellectual abilities. I analyze where their resources and their sources are. You understand? I don't just hear what they're saying. I figure out their thought patterns and their thinking. When I figure out this guy's thought pattern and thinking, this doesn't surprise me. Some of you are sitting there like, what? He said that? That don't surprise me. When I see this, I'm like, yeah, I expected this. I expected, like, he was Wazungu minded. He was Wazungu minded. When a dude dies on a woman, a tranny, like I said, when I say tranny, y'all like, hey, you don't know if he's tranny, it's not speculation, so on and so forth. Like I believe it was a tranny. Because you gotta know these men and women, obviously, but you gotta know people. And you can't defend this. Black women not on like what kind of shit is that? That's my question. What kind of shit is that? And so the sisters are telling you, and the men, and the tech, I said, the men just want to argue. This is manginas right here. You know? I don't give a shit about no, like, look. This shit, like, I'm not going to say that, like, I again, like, when it comes, like, again, me personally, I don't give a shit about nobody dying. For the most part. I don't. Y'all gonna see that. Y'all looked at my Twitter. You know, y'all gonna be like, hey, this person died. Like, yeah, I just don't even care. Real talk, because I understand humans die. That's what we do. That's one of the things that we always gonna do for all time. We're gonna do that. However, I don't expect this woman to hear this and be like, oh, another good man died. I don't. If this man hears that, says, yeah, well, there's reason, right? I don't expect her to be like, I expect her to be like, hey, fuck you. I don't think it's unreasonable. I like, people are saying, hey, man, you know, like he was just trying to, like sure, maybe, but there's a point, there's a point where you have to start looking at people critically. You can't just assume. That's the thing with us. Like when we went can I tell you the truth? When Hidden Colors came out, I was like, yeah, I ain't watching that shit. Somebody's like, you gotta watch it. I was like, I ain't watching this. I finally, they gave me a free DVD. I watched it. I said, okay, I mean, whatever, right? Wasn't gonna follow this guy. Thought it was just a documentary. Nothing of it, right? It was a joke, right? But like, you could like, you know, except for Umar Johnson, who was a good guy there, right? For the most part. And again, like I said, you got to read it to people. Umar Johnson, you know, he wasn't all that either, but, you know, you have to read it to people. But the point is that, you know, like again, like Francis Chris Weldon was on it, so that was a nice thing. Although Francis Chris Weldon, again, you got to analyze them. But when it comes to black folk, like I mean, when it comes to Tariq Nasheed, I was like, yeah, that's not a real, like, you have to be able to read people. You got to be able to read the quality of the people that you're listening to. You know, y'all hear me. I say, hey, look, like I was actually having this conversation on this other person's Discord, right? Because they just wanted whatever. And like, this guy's just on my ass. Like, I said something and he just like harassing me at this point, right? But the point is that at the end of the day, you gotta look at, like, if you really want to test somebody's pedigree, you gotta say, hey, what are they doing? What have they done? Does only charge you $600 to tell you to wash your sheets? No. Only writes 3 books. He works on programming games. He published the Carlos A. Cook's Reader, gave it out for free after a while, obviously. But he does all this shit. Like, he puts his money where his mouth is. I tell y'all, hey, look, I had this organization. We had a community center. Hey, y'all, I was organizing, so on and so forth. He puts his money where his mouth is. You got to read the character of the people. Now juxtapose this. This man's collecting $600 to tell somebody to clean their sheets. And then he's still renting. 56 years old. He downing black women with Latina women. He sleeping with Latina prostitutes at 56 years old. No sort of stable relationship, and he's trying to tell people how to do stuff. And then he's going out looking up race science, as they say. Telling you that black women are not beautiful. And you we sitting up here thinking, oh, well, you know, he's a good guy. And how could you celebrate his death? And look, ain't nobody going, look, I didn't care about the motherfucker. I'll be honest with you. Didn't care about him. One way or the other. But, like, I'm not going to, but again, like I said, this woman is not going, like she's going to think differently. If men are coming around saying, hey, you're not beautiful, she already probably got, I should just look at her, right? She's not bad looking, but the thing is that people are going to find flaws with her. People are going to find faults with her. She's going to be wrestling with mental illnesses, mental issues. You know? And the thing is that like that's a normal thing in the Western world. You know, I was actually just watching this white documentary or whatever. Not documentary, this white parody account. And they were talking about how they suffer with mental illness. You know? So it's just a normal thing. And that's the thing, like, you got to realize that these white folk are broken. And that's the thing about this Kevin Samuels guy. You don't have, like, it's better. It is better if you really want to make, see, that's the thing. It's not as convincing, but it's better to just freaking focus on the freaking enemy. Okay? It's better to just focus on the enemy. Because if you're being realistic, black folk and white folk are parroting black folk are parroting white folk. And I'm going to show you that soon. But anyway, so Kofi says we here. Everybody left. I don't know what happened. Kofi says, I wonder how they would react if it was Cynthia G. Not even David Carroll got this type of hate, and he hated black women. Who's David Carroll? I don't know who that is. I think Kevin Samuels just kind of like, look, I again, it's, I don't like, again, who's David Carroll? I don't even know who that is. The reality is this, that people form cliques. Okay, they form social media cliques. They share social media stuff. You know, it goes back to this. People were dancing when Trump lost this election. You know, there's a video of black people just dancing in the street. It's like a general hype, a general excitement. And I'm not gonna hold y'all. In New York, it was that way too. Like, people were just generally happy after the freaking election. We were just like, fuck Trump, right? I'm not gonna hold you. It's like, that's how it was. Like, that's how people react. And it's like, is it that these quote unquote black women were in a circle where they were circulating this kind of information and they really didn't like this guy? Yes. You know? Like, he was popular. It's like Tommy Sotomayor. Nobody likes that guy, like, back in his heyday, right? And if he had died in his heyday, people would be like, good for that motherfucker. That's just how it is. You know, if Tariq Nasheed dies today, a lot of people probably be like, good that, I mean, like, not like right now per se, but like in ADOS's heyday, sure. Like, if you die in your heyday, yeah, people, like, a lot of people are gonna like shit on you if they didn't like you. That's how it is. That's just the way the world is. You know, like, if y'all remember, in fact, when when we heard that, like, Donald Trump's brother got COVID, people were like, wrong Trump. Like, that was like the whole hashtag. It was like, wrong Trump. Like nobody cares about that motherfucker, right? I mean, that's the thing. Like, yeah. So anyway, so originally I was gonna show this video, which is this text, I think, which is some fat Latina. She was gonna be my first Latina feature, but instead I decided to show this sister because I didn't really want to have the headline be a thing. Let me see. It's entirely too easy to be. Look, we got 4 people. So Scully, his lecture in 10 minutes on Zoom. So that's y'all should check out Scully. Maybe that's why y'all left, huh? Hey, I'm gonna say it's very easy to be a person of low intelligence, low skill, and no real accomplishment, and then become an influential voice among black people. All you do is pick some group to demonize and be good at throwing insults. There are too many successful grifters, so that's kind of related to what we're talking about. This is D Web, so that's Harsh Reality Podcast. It says, not even noon here, and upwards of 80 degrees, and I spotted at least 3 fairly young and decently fit grown men walking outside solo with muzzles on. Seriously, do people intend on never breathing fresh air again? So he's talking about the mask situation. And Shaka Raz here, he says, those who've been listening know that there's always been an ADOS FBA talking point. They're getting more brazen with it now. I already know people who reject their Africanness claim to be wholly American, and then their analysis of imperialism want to claim that Africa owes them reparations. So that's Shaka Raz retweeting Tariq Nasheed. It was actually four interesting, 4 great individuals. So make sure y'all follow them. Make sure y'all follow them. So licensed therapist explains why losing weight is fat phobic. So again, remember, this is a lot. Like, you guys gotta understand, okay? Now the Latina woman that I was gonna show you guys, she's giving out good advice. She's basically telling you that Plan B is not gonna work if you're fat. But this is just stupid. This is a licensed therapist, and like, so I said, like Kevin said, like I said, I don't mind trash talking people, but I also understand that if you trash talking people, like, they're not gonna be like, well, thank you. You know, like after you die, they're gonna trash talk you. Like, what the fuck? Like, if they're trash talking you while you living, they're not gonna stop. And like I said, Du Bois did that shit, and now we confused. Like, did he not like the guy? Like, what's going on? You know, like, why were you trash talking him if you liked him? You know, so it's like, just don't switch code. Just freaking, you know.
So I figured that this question would probably come up sometime soon.
Yo, I actually just realized this lady looks like my sister. I got a sister. That's crazy. Although a lot of people look at my sister. I ain't gonna hold y'all. I haven't seen my sister in a long time, so that's probably what it is.
Because of the video and the topics that I cover. But let's break this one down. So, intentional weight loss. So you purposely saying, I want to lose 20 pounds is fat phobic. And you might be like, what? Oh my goodness. I'm not trying to be fat phobic, but you are. You're being fat phobic to yourself. Why do you want to lose 20 pounds? It's probably to fit into something smaller. It's probably so people treat you better. It's probably for all the reasons that fat folks are shamed simply for being fat. So by continuing to perpetuate that, right, seeking intentional weight loss, we are contributing to our fat phobic society. So that's why intentional weight loss is fat phobic. So I think.
Yeah. All right. So anyway, so like again, like the decline of. So that's the past me. So like I get it, man. Like, a lot of people make career. Like, this podcast technically is talking about past me's and manginas. That's not all I would talk about, but I could only exclusively talk about that, and a lot of people could agree with me. The only difference is this: even if I were talking about past me's, and we're talking about manginas or whatever, I would still only rock with black people. That's the difference. These people don't. That's the trouble. But anyway, yeah, this is a total pass me. Losing weight is not look, the trouble with the academy is that they over-rationalize, overthink. And like a lot of people kind of over-rationalize, overthink. I'm not going to hold y'all. I got this brother on Discord right now because apparently a year ago. Oh, wait, I forgot to put the music back on. Apparently a year ago. Let me turn it down a little more. So apparently a year ago, I wrote somebody about some Liberia thing. And they were like, Liberia doesn't enslave people, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, yeah, they did. I can show you it if you DM me. If you message me on Discord. And so a year later, they districted me. And so now they're on the chat. They're like, we're having a conversation. They're like, it wasn't chattel slavery because they're not rich. And I'm like, dude, you're overthinking it. It was slavery. It was chattel slavery. They just didn't get rich because that's not how you get rich or something. Like, it's not how you get wealth or whatever. Like, just basic economics. But a lot of us just kind of overthink, over-rationalize. Is intentionally losing weight fat phobic? If by, hey, fat phobic means you don't like fatness or something like that, then sure, losing weight is against, that's over-rationalized, overthink. It's just, it's a typical thing in the academy. Like I used to have this, like I said, I used to be on the leftist side, the ultra left, and they used to have this article that was something along the lines of all sex is rape, right? And so if you go so you have to make an argument. How do you make the argument? You say, well, rape is non-consensual sex, right? Okay, mine was non-consensual sex. Now, black women, sorry, not black. It was white people doing this. So it was like the Maoists or something like that, right? So they say men and women have different power. Different power scales in a sense, right? Or they're like there's a power dynamic between the two. And because there's a power dynamic between the two, a woman can't consent to a man, right? Therefore, if a man and a woman have sex, then the man is raping her, So it's like, if you over-rationalize, if you overthink, if you so on and so forth, that's like you're going to put yourself in a corner where, and the thing is this, that when you put yourself in that corner, what happens is that there's going to be other idiots who are also overthinking the situation. You understand? There's going to be other idiots who are also overthinking the situation. And so, it comes back to, like I said, we're trying to develop these games or whatever. And one of the things the guy was saying about the game was that, the game development was that, realistically, we all kind of make mental, the thing about games is that they're simple models of real life. But the reality is that we already, in our existence, create simple models of what's going on. Why is it that babies are dying? Like, why is it that black women are having so many miscarriages? It's because we just had to make a model. What is that model? Some people make the model of it's our diet, right? It's their diet. Other people might make a model, it's their stress. Other people might make a model, it is the medical institutions. Other people might make a model, it's a combination of the three. Other people might make a model, it's the racism. Other people might make a model, it's the ancestors. The reality is that you make these models and then you impose them on the real world because the real world is much more complicated than you can actually fathom, And I don't really appreciate this Shakespeare quote, but I came across it through J.A. Rogers' book, 100 things that you didn't know about the Negro. But the quote goes something along the lines, and I didn't like it when I read it because I was like, why he got this white man's quote in his book? But it is what it is. But he goes, Horatio, there are more things in heaven and earth than are in your philosophies, right? Like, the reality is that reality is just, and this is actually an older African idea, which is that reality is just more complicated than you can really imagine. Like a lot of your interaction with this world is kind of just your imagination. And that's the thing that we have to come across with in this life. And so realistically, it's a matter of which model are you going to make? Are you a victim or are you a loser? Because a victim can't win and a loser can. A loser had a bad incident, but they have to now work towards becoming a winner. And this is just really what life really comes down to. For us, is that we have to just make these mental models and work with them. Kind of a weird distraction, but I got something called Russian concussion. All right, so Lero says fat phobia. I'll just read Lero first. Fat phobia is nonsense most times, respectfully. It's that desirability convo, cope. It's that desirability convo, cope. Yeah. Lero, by the way, you know, we old folks don't know what cope means, right? We used to say cop, but cope, I don't know what you're saying. Russian Concussion says, hey, what's up? What's your position on the idea that just because someone is white, that they are inherently racist and oppressor and have privilege? Wait, is Russian Concussion white? I can't tell. Probably. Well, hey, what's up? What's your position on the idea that just because someone is white, that they are inherently racist and oppressor and have... Again, like I said, so this kind of opinion that Russian Concussion just said, I can't tell if they're Russian or not, but like, it's really small on my screen. My screen is huge. But again, it's about the mental model you make. So everybody makes their own mental models. You know, some people are going to make a mental model that white people are... Russian, you know damn well you're not supposed to have no white folk talking in this chat. All right. All right. So anyway, look, no white folk talking in the chat. But anyway, I have no problem. I mean, like, no, I'm not going to say that white folk are all inherently, like, again, that's the mental model that people form. But yeah. All right. Let me just get rid of this guy. Yeah. I mean, like, white people could listen, but I don't know if they, I don't know about this, taking over the chat shit, man. How do you all right, so anyway, so yeah, let's not take over the chat. How do you... I gotta... That's what this dude's doing. All right, so anyway. All right, so back to what we were talking about. Yeah. So white people, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, is a white person inherently racist? No. I mean, like, it depends. Like, white people are just looking after themselves, and you know that. You know that as an individual. Get them out of here. Yeah. So, like, we know that. We know white people are just looking after themselves, and like, I'm not going to hold it against a white person for that. But as far as me... like we can't have conversations with each other. That's kind of weird. Like, again, like, you have your space, we have ours. That's pretty much how it go. But I ain't holding it against, like again, the way I look at white folk is not thing. Is, again, you have to form a mental model, and what I see about white people is that, like, they created their own nation and they like it. But here's the thing with their nation right here. So you see this woman, so she's technically a white person, right? She goes, it's terrifying how many people don't know that Plan B has a weight limit of 155 pounds, right? And then so some people are like, hey, look, nope, 155 for Plan B. There's a different emergency contraceptive called Ella that worked for people under 195, but nothing but for people over that weight. The only option is the copper IUD for people over 195 pounds. People arguing that it's just less effective doesn't mean it doesn't work. Do you hear yourselves? Why should we have to receive subpar, less effective treatment because of our weight? And why are we not taught about the increased risk? So again, so Plan B is just a product, you know, just a commercial product made to get rid of an early childhood, I mean, like an early developing fetus. And obviously it would need to be stronger and more potent for a heavier person. So it's not that, so it's not like, so basically there's a dosage for a certain weight, and that dosage is not going to be the same for a heavier weight. Kind of like how I just told y'all my son was eating food, right? And so I ate my breakfast and I'm like, hey, I could still eat some more. I gave him the same size breakfast. Okay. And he's sitting there like, I can't finish this. You know, the reality is that different sizes, different dosages. But what this becomes, however, is not, this man, like, basically it turns into this victim mentality. And this is the thing that I want y'all to realize, that these white folk are pushing out this victim mentality. And, like, no disrespect to this white boy who was just here. But he was like, I don't remember what he said, but something along the lines of white people, like, are white people inherent? Like he was kind of coming at it with this victim mentality as well, you know? And it's like, that's not what anybody should be doing, but that's a thing that's popular. And so we kind of see this as it comes into our black conversations as well, right? Like essentially white folk are kind of setting the narrative, setting the tone, and then you have these women talking about fat phobia, just taking the rationale that white folk left to them and taking it to the next level. So this woman's like, hey, people are arguing that it's just less effective, doesn't mean it doesn't work. She's like, do you hear yourself? Why should we have to receive subpar, less effective treatment because of our weight? Now she's talking about chemistry, essentially what a human being can take based off of their weight, like if I drink a cup of vodka, I can be like, sure, right? Russian connection, right? Anyway, if I'm drinking a cup of vodka, by the way, shout out to, not shout out, but, hopefully y'all win the war against Ukraine. Anyway, but, yeah, boy. All right, anyway, but yeah, so why should we receive subpar, less effective treatment because of our weight? Yeah, so like, I could drink a cup, right? But a woman who's like 120 pounds probably can't, But she's just like, why should we receive it? But again, it's a commercial product. So they're going to have a product for a certain weight limit and, and that's how much it's going to cost to produce that and all that kind of stuff. So why are we not taught about these increased risks? While it may work sometimes, it has still resulted in unwanted pregnancies. Personally, that's not a risk I'm willing to take, nor should I have to because I'm fat. I deserve the same access to contraceptives as my thin counterparts. So again, the victim mentality and the I deserve. Now again, somebody packages a contraceptive for marketing purposes, right? For capitalist purposes, for consumer purposes. And they create a dosage that's good enough for a woman who is 155 pounds or less, right? Because if they have a dosage that's good for a woman who's 300 pounds, right? And by the way, this woman might be 300 pounds, right? This is what she looks like. I don't know if she has a picture. I don't know if you want to see her picture either, but so the dosage that might be good for a woman who's 200 pounds is very unlikely to be good for the person who's 155 pounds. So when you make this commercial product, you have to look at a certain demographic. Now she does make this. Now this is an interesting statement right here, which you'd want to follow up with, which is, for context, the average woman weighs 166 pounds. It's not like this just impacts fat people. This impacts the average person who has the ability to get pregnant, right? So this would suggest so on and so forth. But again, if it's too heavy, because remember, this thing forces your, I don't know what it does, honestly, but it forces you to eject let's just say it forces you to eject the egg, the fertilized egg, right? If you essentially, it's poison, it's toxic, and you don't want it to be a high dosage, realistically. So anyway, she goes, also for those of you just learning about fat phobia, here's some more shitty information about how it impacts our lives. This is why fat activism is so vital. Fat phobia doesn't exist, yeah? 20% of teachers said that becoming obese is the worst thing that can happen to a person. 24% of nurses said that they are repulsed by obese persons. Parents provide less college support for their overweight than their thin children. Yeah, nobody cares. The amount of doctors responding to this tweet saying that my tweet is how they're learning about this. They're not able to properly care for fat patients because they're simply not taught with us in mind. Medical fat phobia puts our lives at risk. Again, you guys, and look at this, fat fab feminists, a she-they, right? Also disturbed that as physicians, I had no idea about the weight limit. The weight limit itself is super problematic, right? So this is a she-her gender surgeon. What? Aspiring gender surgeon. Oh, passionate about intersectionality and anti-racism. So again, this is going to be one of those allies for these black women that were allegedly so on and so forth again. More detailed expression of how your weight impacts. Limit is not the right word, but it's true that your risk of pregnancy goes up about 6% depending on your weight above 165 pounds. So as to say that your rate of pregnancy weight is a 1.4 versus 5.7% chance. So, basically you're 95% effective. It's interesting. All right, don't be scared, just be aware. All right, I didn't read all this before, so somebody said this information just got more important with the thing. So happy I'm 120 pounds, right? If this is the way you react to this information, instead of concerning your peers about 155, you sorely lack empathy. This reaction is gross. So again, then you're gonna see a bunch of people kind of ratio this woman. Actually, let's see. Oh, and this is a sister too, so it's not in. So not too many people. You want a cookie? Y'all do realize I'm talking about myself, right? What I said has nothing to do with anyone else. Yeah. So finally, like, a reasonable sister's like, hey, I'm 120 pounds, and it's like, well, whatever. Anyway, why did I do that? I gave you that just to let you know that, you know, white people are like, you could easily focus on the white folk, right? So now my chat's down to one person. It says one concurrent viewer, which is interesting. So is it just you, Lero? Kofi, you left? All right. All right. Anyway. All right. Hey, so let's go to the next one. So losing weight is fat phobic. So we go to this one, and you gotta realize that these are like people in a circle, like a quote unquote. They call it, when I was younger, they call it a circle jerk. Oh yeah, no, I'm not even gonna show this. This is just basically this is just me fat shaming. I thought I took it off, but anyway, this is another one. It's just some fat girl and her skinny man. It's not that important. This right here. So look at this freaking monster. Look at this monster. Like, what is this? Like, what is that? Anyway, a they, them, right? As a black adoptee, I need y'all to realize that adoption has long been legalized human trafficking. So again, these are the people, like, this is 48,000 likes. I don't know how many impressions, but this person has only 1,500 followers. So yeah. These people want cute, perfect babies as accessories. They don't want to help kids, or they'd be helping the hundreds of thousands in foster care. But it's about molding kids. Now, I want y'all to realize that, yes, you adopt kids that you want as either accessories or to mold them. You do not necessarily adopt kids for them to just become this monster, a they, them, or whatever. Anyway, black kids are already sold at a discount. Black families, and so this person's gonna argue against black people being adopted and argue for black people being adopted. This is the confusion that goes on in the academic world, and it's kind of like what the Kevin Samuels and all of them are kind of pushing back against. But at the same time, it's like, what are you pushing? Like, when you're pushing against these people, are you pushing out of what exactly? Like, what is inspiring you to push against these people? And that's really what it comes down to. Like, if your partner is not black, don't talk about black people. Like, that's how it is. You know? So anyway, black kids are already sold at a discount. Black families are already denied the ability to adopt. There's nothing new. This is not some fiction novel. This is expanding what has been done to black, indigenous, Latin people to white people because they want white babies. Transracial adoptees struggle with identity and understanding of what the family's placed with good parents. Then he goes, U.S. history of cultural genocide through taking native children, including giving them white homes. Post-World War II, when the demand for adoptees grew, black children were then considered. Then during the civil rights era, there was a boom of putting black kids and white families together. The kids Trump separated at the border were misplaced and conveniently found there in foster care and adopting listings instead of back to their parents, so on and so forth. So, update. So this was 2 hours ago. People, especially white people, stop asking whether it's okay for you to foster adopt. You're asking a black person you don't know for permission, and that's a little fucked up. Do your work, figure out what's helping actually, so on and so forth. Yeah, so again, it's like, it's really weird, but it's like, yeah, I mean, again, if you have a child, you do want, like it's your life. Like, you know what I mean? It's your life. If you want to have another child and you can't, or you just want to adopt a child, that's up to you. That's up to you and your country, realistically. So look, y'all following white people to the grave. So look, this is gonna be a white woman who was adopted and figured out when she was 6, which is kind of unrealistic or kind of stupid, really, but that she wasn't wanted. So this is under the text, by the way. So somebody says, I'm curious about something and I've tried Googling, but nothing has come up. What do you suggest infertile couples who desperately want to have children do? The alternative to big adoption that doesn't harm children in foster care. So it says, this girl went through something similar.
Of my parents, I was adopted because of my parents' infertility. Like, that is the reason why they adopted me, because they were infertile and they wanted a baby so bad. It was a direct adoption through an attorney, private attorney, because they didn't want to go through the process of the agency and waiting and all that kind of stuff. When I was in first grade, I came home to my mom, curled up on the floor, sobbing, and she told me that she had had a miscarriage. At 6 years old, I became aware that I was not enough for my mom. Because as much as they loved to tell the story of the fact that they couldn't have babies, and so they adopted me, well, adopting me didn't give them what they wanted. They should have gone to therapy. Period.
Yeah, so anyway, so it's like, again, like what you're going to know, like I said, you could spend, like what you want to do is just like I would say if you're going to do this gender stuff, just juxtapose the monster with the Frankenstein. Okay? Just juxtapose the monster with the Frankenstein. Okay, so Frankenstein is the white man behind creating the monster. Don't just attack the monster. Because if you attack the monster, the reality is that Frankenstein's still doing what he's doing. Right? Realistically, he's supposed to attack Frankenstein, the scientist. Right? But it's okay to attack both, but just don't only attack the monster. Because if you don't attack the monster, what happens is that Frankenstein keeps going. What the Kevin Samuels, the Tommy Sotomayor, the Cynthia G, all that kind of stuff is they attack the monster. Like one of the monsters would be that guy who was abusing his kid, right? This one's gonna be quick. This guy just said not the beautiful woman from Martin, right? So y'all know Tachina Arnold. She's a pretty lady. She was nice. You know, she's kind of loud, honestly, but like she kind of fit that whatever. But here she goes. Take another moment and subscribe to Black Channel. And I was like, who's a Black Channel? I just had to check it out. Talking about the Black Authority. She also subscribed to Tariq Nasheed. So, you know, this is a following of 749,000. And she's pushing thing. And so, yeah, this is Black America, you know? You can't win. And for those of you who are like, who's Tachina Arnold? What are you talking about? It's this sister from Martin, if y'all don't remember. You know? So, what the fuck is this? Look like a queer. All right. Oh, yeah, look. Oh, that's her son, maybe? Yeah, she's always doing something. Her son giggling like a queer, though. All right, anyway. Yeah. So that's Tachina Arnold. So, yeah. I mean, celebrity gossip, but, you know, it is what it is. I just wanted y'all to know. Alphabet Squad. Let's see. Is anything in the Alphabet Squad? Nope. I'm going to include the interracialists on the Alphabet Squad. So let's see. So let's go to the serious stuff. This is the comrades. So it says, without public developers, without private developers, you're without development. And again, like I said, nothing works in theory. So we're gonna quote Madame Boukman. She's an interesting person as well. Here's Madame Boukman. She says, "Oh yeah, this is interesting." Well, you don't have to hear this really. So it says civil engineering students in Haiti showcase their seismic-proof housing and commercial project for the southern city of Les Cayes, affected by the August 24th, 2021 earthquake. Sadly, the criminal puppet regime does not believe in stuff like housing, healthcare, and education. So let's go back to this thing. It doesn't matter what you think. So you have a group of students in engineering, because we always talk about, we're like, yo, why don't they get earthquake, seismic-proof housing, right? Why don't they get seismic-proof things? So you have a group of young engineers, problem solving. Go back to it. Problem solving. Civil engineering students. They have this model. It doesn't matter if you have a model, because again, nothing works in theory. So we go back to it. If you do not have, so we always say, hey, let the state develop stuff. If your state is not developing things, then you need private developers. And if you do not have private developers, you do not have public developers, you will not have development. That's the way of the world. Okay? That's the way of the world. You might think, hey, ideally, you would have public development. Ideally, you might have private developers. But the reality is this: The real world, you have no developers. You have no development. So it doesn't matter what you theorize. It doesn't matter how good your houses look. This might look pretty. It doesn't matter. You could draw up all the freaking models. You could do the computer simulation. None of that matters. This is why you need capital. Capital could either be private capital or public capital. That is, the state finances it. But obviously, as Madame Bookman pointed out, the state is not interested. State's like, yeah, I ain't doing that shit. What I need to do that for? I'm trafficking drugs. I get my money from trafficking drugs. What the fuck I care about Les Cayes? Them N-words could die. What I care? And you know, you might be like, hey, that's not how it should be. It should be different. Sure, it should be, could be, would be, but it isn't. You know, I think my brother used to say shoulda, coulda, woulda. You know? But that's it. That's it. Let's just go on to the next one though. A lot of these could be quick. Actually, let me see. I think there's an evolutionary toward the end. Where is your back? Yeah, so it's like this. So now go to the next one. I want y'all to look at this stuff. I want y'all to look at this. All right, so let me see what the chat looking like. I know y'all's thinking to yourself, why does he need to look at the chat if it's on the screen? It's not on my screen. This is just on the official screen. All right. Yeah, it's me. So Lero says, this is our chat. Get out of here. Lero says, yeah, it's me. Hello, but it says you have 4 here watching. Kobe says we here. Everyone is the FBA now. Yeah. Everyone's FBA. So this guy, General Dessalines or whatever. And again, I don't know why he has his name like General Dessalines if, you know, he's whatever, but like, you know, he's not like, he don't seem like no Dessalines, but he goes, apparently this is a black bank in South Africa where there are 4.6 million whites and 50 million natives, right? So this is the bank. I'll zoom in a little bit. It goes, the executive chairman and co-founder is this white guy. Director and co-founder is this white guy. The director and group CFO is this white guy. The chief product and strategy officer, I thought it was a white woman for a second, but that's a white guy. Chief analytics officer, white guy. Chief innovation officer, white guy. Chief technology architect and director, white guy. And chief growth manager is this white woman, right? Why do I, now here's the thing. Y'all put this up and y'all like, we have a dollar bank and you know, blah, 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 you know, whatever it is, right? The reality is this. I want y'all to figure this out. What is your background and skill set? And what is this white boy's? You know? What is your background and skill set? You know? This is the co-founder, obviously. But like, chief innovation officer. Are you qualified to be a chief innovation? It's like earlier where Lero says, hey, look, I can help you develop your game, right? Like, no disrespect to Lero, but like, I mean, I don't know Lero's credentials personally, but that's one of the things we have as a people is that we don't really even have, like, we don't even have that list. I think the system is trying to organize that. I don't know. We actually didn't hear from her. We didn't hear about her again recently. Somebody needs to follow up on that, sister. The Chiabaria Arikana. I haven't heard from her about her for a minute now. But like, she was like, let's get a list of all of our qualifications and our credentials, right? But the reality is that if she got to ask for it, that means it's not out there. You know what I mean? If she got to ask for it, it means it's not out there. It's not like somebody said, oh yeah, you want our credentials? Yeah, we just go look over there. Like we don't have our resumes out. These white folk got resumes. If nothing else. You know? If nothing else, in fact, if you're talking about South Africa, they probably like, hey, look, actually, I owned the bank before it was a bank. And you might be like, well, Oni, you sounding like you. No, don't even. Let's see. The white man don't leave anyone alone. Oh yeah, I was gonna say. This is a quote I like. The white man don't leave anyone alone, so stop using that as an excuse. When people say, why don't black people, like, we don't have the credentials because we, the white man won't leave us alone. Yeah, I mean, he's not going to leave you alone because he don't leave nobody alone. We just had this Russian guy coming inside our chat 2 seconds ago. But nothing wrong with that. Like again, like I said, you know, Russia doing good in Ukraine, so I ain't even holding them. Anyway, but yeah, why people don't leave each other alone? They don't leave nobody alone. So why would they leave you alone? But like, I want y'all to understand. So this was an interesting video that just happened like a few hours before this podcast, right? And it goes like this. I'm gonna show y'all this. Oh, there's no sound to it, by the way. So basically, you gotta just pay attention. Hold on a second. So basically, you gotta pay attention. It says, "Guys, I need your help." So these syndicates pretended like they wanted to buy something, and they stole our laptop in cash, about $800. Kindly retweet, someone might recognize them. If you're leading information, please DM me. There's a reward, right? So basically, these are the store owners, and these are the thieves, right? So this thief points that, hey, there's money in a laptop here. And then this thief walks over and says, oh yeah, there's money in the laptop here, right? And then while they're standing over here, they position themselves in the line of sight, says, hey, go and do it, right? And then they pick up the laptop and the money and walk away. And then they say, hey, okay, we got it. And they leave, right? But now here's the thing. So you ask yourself, you say, well, what? So the woman was counting her money. She counted $80. And then because they were customers, she put the $80 down and got up and walked over here and left her laptop and cash in front of the door. And these people just went and took it. Because it was just free money. Easiest $80 you could make. Now, why do I point this out? What does this have to do with anything? So $80 cash was on the laptop. Yeah, the sales lady was counting the money and left it on the laptop to attend to the customers, right? So it goes, why do you have the money right here in front of the door? Why are you counting the money right here in front of the door? Why are you leaving the money right here in front of the door? Why is it no and it becomes, it just grows into this idea of, it goes back to this idea of this white boy, where it's like, you know, say what you want, right? This white boy puts up every sort of measure to not get robbed by you. This white boy puts up every measure, or he basically, when he moved there, maybe he was, I mean, I don't think black people were robbing him, but maybe he had a lax caution. You know? Maybe he was like, oh, but I don't know. I really don't know. But what I could say is that eventually what white people do, and they do this for everything they have, like there's this whole field called cybersecurity. You know, this whole field called cybersecurity. There's this whole field called personal security. There's all sorts of stuff that white people are doing. And then, you know, yeah, so you ask yourself, well, you know, let's say if this was one of the chief, let's just say this, you know, these people are business owners, right? They're business owners. You got to check, like, what are their qualifications? You understand? Like, I think y'all could put two and two together. I'm actually, I think y'all can put two and two together. Let's see. Kobe said slick. Yeah, that's slick shit. I mean, I ain't gonna hold you. I mean, I was saying that, like, one thing I said was that, look, these South Africans are complaining about immigrants coming to their country and stealing and all that shit. I feel like going to their country and stealing, because, like, what the fuck? Like, is that easy? Like, I mean, I personally wouldn't, and I shouldn't have said that because now they're gonna hold it against me. But I mean, I personally wouldn't steal from a black person, but, like, it shouldn't be, like, you shouldn't make it that easy. That's the thing with us. Like, we be making it so easy. And again, like you said, is it a victim or a loser? Is it a victim of theft or a loser? Like, what kind of dummy gets up out of their chair? Like, who does that? Like you got this money and you gonna leave it on the table and walk away for what? Like, what? Like, oh, maybe she don't have no pockets. I don't know. But, like, what? Look, you see how, like, come on, man. This is stupid. Like, it's just play stupid games, win stupid prizes. So, anyway, we got two quick ones. Just want to show y'all two quick things. I could have put some of the bass in this. Was just boom, 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 boom. You know, I could have done that. Anyway, so this is just one of them. But that's the thing that's the thing I like about being black. You know, just like we got this musical. You know, I'm not saying that nobody else got it, but you know, it's nice. All right, they them. Don't trust anyone who desires power. This is what the freaking Nkrumah Tourist, Pan-Africanist, AARP, Huey P. Newton Gun Club. You know? Don't trust anyone who desires power. Fucking comrades. Y'all know. So this is actually interesting. This is about economics. So Lero, you might appreciate this. It's about economics. But look at this right here. So, all right. Economics asks who doesn't have to creatively name and season intestines and feet. You know. So look at this. This is a South African woman. Surprisingly, she liked this comment. I didn't really, but it goes chicken cables. So that's intestines, I imagine. Chicken transport, which is the feet, and sadza. Okay. So this is chicken intestines and chicken feet, right? So go back to what I just said. I said economics asks who doesn't have to creatively name and season intestines and feet. Basically, there's a certain number of chicken. Who gets to eat the chicken breast? Now you might be like, everybody gets to eat the chicken breast, and like you might like, who gets to eat the chicken? Who gets to eat the chicken breast? Who gets to eat the chicken thighs? Who gets to eat the chicken intestines? Who gets to eat the chicken legs? Now, some of y'all are gonna say, well, everybody should have equal, you know? But the reality is this: I don't want to eat chicken intestines, and I don't want to eat chicken feet. Period. And I'm willing to do more in my life to avoid eating chicken intestines and chicken feet. I do not want to eat intestines or feet. That's it. I don't. And you might be like, well, nobody eats the chicken intestines. Nobody eats the chicken feet. Everybody eats the chicken breast. Okay. Okay. What if there's not that much chicken breast now? So again, I'm willing to do more in order that I have to eat chicken breast. You know, it's just, I'm just a heterosexual man. I do more for breast, legs, and thighs. You know? I just do more for it. You understand? Let y'all know. All right. Obviously that's a chicken, so it's a joke. But so then we go to this next one. But like, this is the economics question that we have to ask ourselves as we navigate in this world. Let's see what this is. Oh yeah. So look, in Japan, the school board is equipped with an electronic scanner that erases what is written and at the same time stores it so that the students can get later copies if they want. So this is an eraser. They turn it on, zooms across, then they can digitally upload it somewhere for the kids to copy it, right? Now look at this. The U.S. teachers use their own money to buy supplies for their classrooms. Now look at this. This is an expensive piece of electronic. Now, question is this. What schools get it and what schools don't? That's economics. You understand? What schools get it? What schools don't? Why do these schools get it? Why do the schools not? You understand? Like again, you know, the world operates on finite resources, on finite productions. There's only so many chickens with so many people. There's only so many electronic scanners. There's only so many schools that can afford it. Only so many classes that can have it. How do you prioritize these? One of the systems is, well, we give it to the people who pay for it. One of the systems is you give people individual choice to say which one they want. Because some people go to the store and they say, look, some people go to the store and they say, like, I'll buy the intestines. Some people go to the store and say, look, I'll buy the feet. I told you about my father talking about cow cod soup. You know, some people say, I'll go to the store and buy the dick, the cow dick. I don't. Some people do. And so one of the ways you do that, you say, look, I'll put a price tag behind it too. And look, if something, I'll put a higher price on the breast than I do on the intestines. If you want the breast, pay the higher price. You know, some of y'all now, some of what the comrades are gonna tell you is everybody should have the breast. Everybody should have this school board, this electronic scanner. Every school should have the electronic scanner. Yeah, sure. This classroom of 5,000 affluent kids, and this school and my homeschool. You know, my homeschool, my son. You know, yeah. I just have electronic school. Like, it don't matter. You know. And then like again, like the country probably don't even like some of these kids. Like with Japan, they all like each other, obviously. And they're a small population, they could probably afford it, right? But so and again, he says in Japan the school board, probably not every school. You know, Japan has their own minority that they don't like. But anyway, let's go. We actually have no Pan-Africanists this week, which is fine. So these are actually the last two. What I'm gonna do though is I'm gonna go to this top one first. I'm gonna go to this one because it's quick. Just a regular George. Like, this is some stupid ass motherfuckers. I'm tired of these evolutionaries. Like, I'm really tired of these evolutionaries. Y'all like this beat though? Yo, we gonna be like, all right, let me stop. Kofi says loser in this case. Kofi says chicken feet taste good. Yeah, Kofi, come on. I was with you, man. I was with you. I ain't gonna, maybe chicken feet taste good. I don't know. Like, real talk, I don't really be eating, like, I eat meat, but I don't eat meat like that. So I don't really like, you know, like, I kind of just buy what I could eat. So it says, black men. So this is serious. Some Hotep queen. Anyway, Hotep queen says black men were still getting murdered by police after George Floyd. What made him so globally recognized like that? Everyone just moved on, and we back to square one. Yeah, why are you complaining? Who cares? Like again, like I said, I don't even like I said, like I don't even like with black folk. It's just they just getting murdered. It's just weird. Anyway, so this person goes, it was a Masonic ritual sacrifice orchestrated and broadcasted to give legitimacy to BLM and trauma program black people. Like, this is the fucking life we have. You know? George Floyd was a Mason or some shit like that. It's so stupid. Anyway, so this is the last story of the week. This is, we can still beg black power. So you're gonna see some black people holding up a black power fist. This is so, like, this is the Nevolutionaries. Oh, actually, a white boy put it up. So this is the black power fist. You see it, right? Attorney Demario Solomon Simmons raises his hands in celebration as he leaves the courtroom. A judge just denied a motion to dismiss the Tulsa race massacre survivors lawsuit against the city and others, alleging the racist attack created an ongoing public nuisance. Yeah. So, representative says today is historic, even though it's not a reparations suit per se. He sees the judge letting the trial proceed as a victory that she'll bring back to celebrate on the House floor. Viola Fletcher, y'all know Viola Fletcher, Hughes Van Ellis, and Leslie Benningfield Randall. I'm actually not too mad at these people though. They went to Ghana during the height of COVID. And I was like able to go to Ghana because I was like, if they could go, I could go. You know what I mean? Like, if they could survive it, like, fuck, you know? But of course, they survive it still. So it's not like, anyway, Van Ellis applauds. They've waited over a century for a day in court after surviving the massacre. They never been compensated or given restitution. The judge order isn't out yet. She partially granted and partially dismissed the city's other defendants' motion to dismiss. What does it mean? Solomon Simmons says he doesn't know yet, but he knows it means their case is still alive and going to trial, and that's a W. I phrase this confusingly. That's what this lawsuit alleges, not what the judge said. So basically, these black people go up to this white boy, right, and say, "Hey, can we sue you guys?" And the judge is like, "Yeah, sure." And they're like, "Woo!" You know, like I said, we could still beg. That's black power. And like the thing is that you're gonna realize, I want y'all to realize, I mean, there's not too many people here anymore, but there's good people here. So, you know, pat yourselves on the back, right? Y'all made some good music and y'all stuck around. But like, the thing about this is that, you know, black folk, like this is a W. And and the thing is this, it's not a W. Okay? It's not a W. In the West, this is the best you're gonna get. You're going to be able to beg this white boy to recognize you. That's the best you're going to get. That's it. You're not going to get much better. No disrespect. You understand? And that's the trouble. You're not going to get much better. You're gonna continue to ask this white boy to recognize your humanity for the rest of your existence here. You know, you can stay here, you can chill here, that's fine. But you know, it is what it is. Anyway, fam, I'm gonna go back to programming my Swahili game. Technically, I could actually release it for you guys to have fun on it. It's so cool. I got this music track for it. It's pretty dope. So. But anyway, other than that, appreciate y'all for coming through, enjoying the vibes. Let's turn it off for a second. Let me save my song. I'm probably not going to play the song again. We're going to do another thing. Although, look, Lero, if you like any of this, you could just submit the letters next week. Submit the numbers next week. But other than that, thank you, fam, for coming through. Appreciate y'all. Y'all see the bottom where the text is telling y'all all that kind of stuff. Make sure you subscribe, like. I actually got like over 900 followers. I'm almost up to 1,000. So make sure y'all tell people to subscribe. Make sure y'all got people watching, sharing and all that kind of stuff. And I don't know why the views are coming in now, but you know, it is what it is. But other than that, appreciate y'all. Lero says, happy Sunday, bro. Kofi says, good stream. I appreciate everybody. So I'll just shout out, you know, who I can when I scroll up. Oh, okay. I don't have to scroll up too far. Real Black Gentleman, Keter. They were here. Lero was here. Kofi was here. One of my topper came through with some knowledge. Mr. Untouchable was here. Kenneth L had to tell me I was doing too much information, but appreciate the comment. You know, sometimes I'm just testing to see if y'all even here. KW7 was here, so make sure y'all don't forget about KW7. And make sure y'all check out everybody else's channel as well. Obviously, there was a white boy here too, but you know, that's what it is. But anyway, so that's really the show. Appreciate y'all. Thank you so much, of course. And Shemim Hotep, Uncle Jas and Neb. Amen. Ma'at. Dua Netcher.